Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 330 of the TTV Podcast.
You said wait 5 minutes. What's going on? What?
He was meaning.
I was messing with LJ because we were gonna start on time, and I was like, let's delay 5 minutes.
Oh no.
It was funny. Anyway, I'm messing.
I'm LJ.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus. I'm Phil Manova.
I'm purple.
I'm apparently last. I'm X Extra Crew. What up?
What? I'm last, and I'm Haley.
Oh, Haley's here too. What?
Hello, everybody.
Mama Wolf.
No.
Alright, this is TTV 330. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
You can tell we're all totally ready for this podcast.
That name order was
Pretty
mixed.
ready. It was pretty flawless.
Bright-eyed.
I mean, we technically nailed
ready to
it.
fail.
We were right on time, and we
Graphics
nailed the
turned
name
out.
order. So what do you mean we're so ready, Haley? What do you mean?
Yeah, Haley. Huh?
What? What? Sorry.
I lost a
What?
pepperoni on the floor.
Ripperoni.
Did you say you lost a
Right?
Oh,
It's
pepperoni?
literally pepperoni.
I thought you said a brony,
Feels
and I was
bad.
like, what?
But you're
I
No,
lost
there's
a
no-
brony on the floor.
There's no bronies allowed under this roof. But no, it was a pepperoni.
Dude, pepperoni's good. Good stuff, man.
Yeah. Isn't that right, Haley? Aren't pepperoni
What?
delicious?
Oh
Sure.
no.
It goes well with Parmesan cheese.
I think the first Brickfair story should be how Haley had to give up on a cheese pizza. 'cause
Oh
it was
my-
too spicy.
No.
The
Please, the
Parmesan.
sauce. No, it
The
wasn't
Parmesan was spicy.
The
For
Parmesan
No,
is
it was-
spicy.
her tongue
It
was
was the
burning.
pizza sauce. It was spicy.
No,
I
it
ate
wasn't.
too fast and
It
it just
so
built up on
wasn't.
itself. It was.
It was
Did-
the mildest of milds.
Well,
so freaking funny.
Mild is spicy.
It's like, no, it's like if mild had a mild under that.
I have
Probably another
sensitive
mild
taste
under
buds,
that. I felt like
but with my taste buds.
I felt like something barely tickled my tongue, like if it was like
Did
a
someone
very
like
tiny
your
feather.
pizza or something?
No,
Someone
we,
might have.
all of us
No, we
tasted
tasted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when people think of spicy things, they're
Wait,
just like, oh,
Did you
jalapeno.
try it,
chili.
LJ?
Oh, sorry. No, I did not.
Oh. Was it Var, Envy,
Keeney.
and I think Keeney had
Yeah.
my last 3 slices
I
because I,
was-
couldn't finish it.
I was still chewing into my delicious mangosteen pizza.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no. Okay, I'm sorry, Takuma, I'm sorry. I forgot his avatar in the lineup.
I guess I'm just nobody here.
No, listen, I'm not used to having you here.
Guess I'll just beat everyone's conscience.
No,
I'm not used to having X on TTV Podcast.
his life.
What up? I'm here.
what? No.
I'm not used to you being on
Yeah.
TTV Podcasts.
Well,
Yeah, you just show up for the brick feed, my man.
well, this time, you guys actually told me it's gonna happen, so I could actually show up. So, there you go.
Well,
Just need to plan stuff, different time zones.
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, just plan it, lol.
There we go.
Just
know what?
plan it, actually. Just plan
If
it.
anyone's not aware, we're returning from our trip to Brickfair, Virginia. We have returned, but we're still acclimating back. We're getting back into the swing of things.
Woo!
It's going to be our first post-Brickfair podcast, where we're going to talk about the trip, everything that happened, our thoughts, some stories, etc. We had planned and hoped to do this podcast live in person, get everyone to the house, and have a 13-person podcast. That did not work. So here we are.
There's
Can
quite
be
a
a-
few factors.
There were quite a few factors. A lot of factors, of which I'm
Like
sure
what?
we'll get
And so
into.
could you mention any of them?
Care to
Like-
elaborate?
Well, the house
like
was
a-
like an hour away from
A
here.
jam-packed schedule, an hour plus away from the other people who would then need to find a ride back to their hotel. Extra fees we had to pay the landlady for putting additional people in, whilst already having to push it for Purple, and Purple and Takuma's early Monday departures. Early-ish
What did my
for
early
Purple.
Monday departure have to do with anything?
Because we could have done the podcast on Monday if it wasn't for that.
Romo.
Meh.
We would have skipped the second DC trip probably, and we would have done it on Monday.
Oh, we still. Yeah.
That would have been a disaster.
I don't think that would have been possible because we had to go to the dino exhibit.
Yeah.
Could have just done that Tuesday, XD.
Oh, like we were gonna do anything on Tuesday while we were cleaning, while we were going to look for breakfast, finding out that that one diner
We
wasn't
could
gonna be able
have.
to
We
accommodate
could have
us.
skipped breakfast and go into the demo exhibit.
Skip
Okay.
breakfast.
I'll let
No,
I'll
You're
let
gonna
you
say
guys
that
figure
right in
this
front
one
of
out.
X?
Yeah,
Have
no.
fun.
I skipped
What?
breakfast every day but one. Fight me. And
That's
that one was the one day X made something for me.
Dude,
Yeah, what happened? I thought we were gonna have a night where we all got we had Texas straw hats.
I thought the
That
same,
was a
but
plan.
yes, it was gonna be the Texas
Y'all
straw
flakes?
hats, the chicken Alfredo fettuccine, and I was gonna make deviled eggs.
When was this
Deviled
discussed?
What do you mean?
Oh.
When was this discussed? This was discussed very early on.
That literally
Several times.
never once factored into any kind of Brickfair plan that we had written down anyway.
Yeah, maybe not eventually, not how it ended up, but it was definitely discussed.
Alright.
Yeah, be-
Lies and deceit. I want my receipt.
Bro.
But, so yeah, no, let's start off at the beginning, and not the weird
I was
beginning
saying, are
from
we
the
doing
live
this
podcast.
chronologically or
Not
We
chronologically.
did not start the trip with me turning down cheese pizza. That was one of the last things that happened.
The first place we should start is everything going wrong with people's travel on the first day.
No. Before that, the house.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah.
So,
this is pre-Brick Fair?
Yeah.
LJ,
so-
when did you find this house? This really good house.
Okay, so I found a really nice house on a website Keeney had recommended to me called Verbo. And the house, it was super nice, super low cost, reasonably close to convention, like 15, 20 minutes. And I found it back in, I want to say February, roughly. Very roughly February. Maybe a little earlier than that. And so we reserved the house. It was great. We were all good. It looked like it was going to be one of the best houses that we had ever been in because of the proximity to the convention and other things. So
We
July-
noticed that they took down the listing like 2 weeks after from the site, so we couldn't look at pictures anymore. But because we were unfamiliar with how the site worked, we just thought that's what happened when you reserved a listing. The listing went down, and that we would get all the information when it was time. So
Yeah. So we thought, okay, whatever. It got taken down. Unfortunately, when it got taken down, even though it said on the website we had reserved it, we couldn't see any of the details, like any images or the address or so on and so forth. So we finally get the address because it counts down to when it unlocks for us. And we're like, oh, okay, so this is the address. Hey, maybe it's a good idea to send the house owner a message and make sure everything's okay. Everything.
yeah, just in case.
Yeah, this is the part where the narrator goes, everything wasn't. Because turns out we get some great news on July 4th.
That was the day.
I know it very well. I remember it. Turns out, not only did the guy take the listing down himself, but he couldn't house us at all because his HOA told him that he wasn't allowed to. And he just didn't tell us for 5 months.
It's just not important.
Shout out to HOAs.
Doesn't matter. You didn't need to tell us.
Yeah, I mean...
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's just... Right.
Didn't need to send us any kind of message. So, just to put this into perspective for people, it's less than a month before Brick Fair, closer in the ballpark to 3 weeks. We have almost all of TTV coming at this point. I think Purple was the only one who was still up in the air.
Yep.
We have multiple international people, non-refundable plane tickets, and everyone was going to be homeless. So we had to scrounge around for other homes. But by that point, it's 3 weeks away. Nothing's up that's of good quality. It was a trade-off between either paying more, which we were reluctant to do because our savings were depleting fast, and we wanted to have some to assist with some of the international people and possibly help Purple. And the other trade-off was living farther away to get cheaper housing, which would mean longer commutes to and from Brick Fair. And after much deliberation, we ended up going with the second option of living farther away, though not before another really good place in DC that we wanted got snatched out from us as well. Because Verbo was like, oh yeah, we'll help you guys. We'll help you guys find a place. We'll help cover it, etc. And when did they actually end up replying to us with that helpful info?
oh gosh, they ended up replying to us on, I think, the 26th or 28th.
Yeah. So at that point, it's really not going to help much of anything now, is it?
No. I mean, at that point, we were basically all getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
So
we ended up getting a house in Maryland, which was an hour plus away from the con, which sucked.
yeah.
I'll tell you that much straight up. Saved us money. It fulfilled its purpose. But that hour drive would be the source of many a problemo in days to come.
Yeah. Honestly, I really should have pushed for a closer location, even if it cost more, because we really ate up a lot of time in travel.
It would have been worth it if everyone had, like, compounded the TTV savings with their own money. We could have done it.
Original idea. No one
Yeah.
heeded my words of wisdom.
Well, no one wants to pay money.
Yeah, that's all right. I already had to pay a lot of money elsewhere.
Elsewhere.
Pay money elsewhere.
Yeah.
Hindsight is 2020. So,
Exactly.
next
Brickfair's money.
well, we can just learn from the, till next.
True.
Until next time.
Though I will
Okay.
doubt we'll get to have this many people
Oh,
next
yeah,
year,
no.
if any year ever.
If
Probably
any
not,
year
no.
ever, there we go.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
I do want to be pleasantly surprised though, but realism, etc.
So then it's Brickfair time, and everyone's like travel starts going wrong. Like what, Mange? They wouldn't let you get your rental car.
am I the first disaster story?
I don't know if you're the first chronologically, but we'll start with you.
So, Matoro and I meet up at the airport. We get a lift over to the rental place, and at the rental place, she says that I need a credit card for it, which the year before when I rented a car, I didn't need it. So, you pay for the car, you can do it on your debit card, but then you need a $100 deposit on a credit card, and I don't have one because I just haven't cared about trying to get a credit card. And in general, car rentals also are meant for being 25 and older, but I have a way to rent it without paying the extra fee for being under 25, yada yada. But I didn't have the credit card, so she turned me away, even though I had everything paid for, even though I could have paid for it, just not on a credit card. And then I had to tell everyone we're actually screwed. I can't get this rental card. Messa was like freaking out. First one to like freak out right away. You're like, what the crap? Basically.
Sounds about
But
right.
I called around, and turns out one of the competitor rental car places back at the airport would be able to do it all on credit card so long as I had my departing flight information. And I got there and I got everything. I had already made the reservation before I got there, and then the signal was so bad at the place I had to like stand out in the parking lot looking for the magic spot to pull up my departing flight information. So I swear I was running out around there for like 20 minutes. I had it all arranged, but I had to freaking
All the while, Var's arguing with you in chat, trying to convince you to not do it.
Yeah, Var's trying to talk me out of it. Massa's trying to talk me into it. I'm like, no, I think we actually do need this today, because I had to go pick up Ven. At 4 p.m., which that didn't happen.
From
but
the Baltimore airport.
So yeah,
that was
it
the first
just a really
problem.
annoying part.
AT's plane got delayed because the luggage rack malfunctioned and caused exterior damage to the plane. However that happens.
It was a malfunction. I thought it was. The way I heard it was there was one bag left that they forgot or something, so they went to put it back, and the guy like extended it wrong and hit the plane with it. Not a
That's
malfunction.
probably more what happened. Exactly.
Stupidity. That
That is probably accurate. But miraculously, AT still made it there at first out of everyone. So good on you, AT. Vid and Sam were like stuck at the Baltimore airport for hours, like starving and annoyed, just waiting for Mange to come save them.
Well, okay, so Mator and I and AT went to lunch with the BCC, and before 3 o'clock, I'm supposed to pick up Ven at 4. I look at the time estimate for getting to them, and it turns out it's not 1 hour away, because of traffic, it is now in fact 2 hours away. So we have to hurry out of lunch, just take our food to go, and it takes us nearly 2 hours to pick up Van. So it's like 40 minutes more than he's already been at the airport for like 45 minutes, probably something like that, before I finally got to him.
It's the absolute worst. Yeah. And then X had some trouble getting into America because he didn't have like the city and the state that we were going to be in.
Yeah, and I asked Meso multiple times about, hey, Meso,
I gave you the address.
The city and the state. And you
I gave you the address.
The whole address. I don't know which one of these are the state and the city. Numbers in Maryland. These are all unknown to me. I don't even have states. I don't know what's going on. I just need concrete info. These guys in the TSA are scary, alright? I just want to get in the country.
They're putting on the
How
gloves.
did you
Hurry up.
Help me.
do that to him, Meso?
I'm sorry.
Ah! When I ask for something, Meso, give it.
Duly
Come on.
noted. I apologize.
It's
But-
okay. I got in there eventually.
Oh yeah, I think Keeney's plane was like grounded for hours due to bad storms, and yet he somehow arrived like well under his revised ETA. It was like, all right, so you're delayed for 2 hours sitting here at the runway. So logic would dictate he would arrive like 2 hours later than his planned ETA. He arrived in like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know
like,
what
I landed,
happened.
and we're like, what?
Still not sure how that shook out exactly, but I'm not complaining per se. But just to recap, Keeney's plane grounded indefinitely due to bad storms. AT's plane delayed due to exterior plane damage. Mange's rental car denied. Vin and Sam stuck at the Baltimore airport waiting for Mange to get to them through massive traffic. X had trouble getting into America because I gave him like a full address. All this at like, what, 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Ish.
My plane got delayed as well.
Oh yeah, it did happen.
Yeah, no, it's because of those, I don't know if it were the same storms, but there were also storms that delayed my plane. So I'm flying in, supposed to be there around 4, and we are refused by the Dulles airport. Dulles airport says, hey, we've got some issues, we have to refuse a lot of planes. So we're just going to have you guys wait, and when we let you come in, we'll let you come in. And I ended up flying above Pennsylvania for about an hour, just circling Pennsylvania until finally they were like, all right, you're good now, come on.
Wonderful.
And that's
So all things considered, I'm amazed that everything worked out as well as it did with us getting together. Like we all met up on the first day, even with all those like minor issues.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
It worked out pretty good.
Yeah, that's not even talking
I think
about
I found
TSA.
X. Do you want to talk about your issue with the TSA?
No, go ahead. You were saying something about X.
No, I was saying X was the first person that Haley and I saw because we drove up in Haley's van, aka the TT van, which shall be referred to henceforth. And X friggin' tackled me inside the Dulles Starbucks.
Oh yeah.
Started like swinging me around.
It's all love. Okay.
Dude,
It was great.
You're deceptively strong, dude.
Well,
So-
where there's a will, there's a way.
Haley's first introduction to TTV was X. It was perfect. We just kind of chatted about Destiny for a little bit, and then who showed up next?
Was it?
Wasn't Keeney.
It would have had to have
No, it
been me.
wasn't Kenny. It was
Yeah, it
LJ,
was.
right? Yeah, it was
It's
LJ.
LJ and Zach. Shout out to
Which that was-
Starbreaker.
I was gonna try to record LJ's meetup, and I was like undercover, standing outside of Starbucks with a hat on and sunglasses, so he wouldn't recognize me. And it totally worked. He walked right past me,
That's true.
but I failed to record because I missed the button.
Yeah.
in
And-
true.
and
in
this is
true
already.
Haley
This is
fashion.
like.
Mwah.
This is as I'm going into Brickfair with the understanding that you want to handle a lot of the recording equipment, and I'm already very antsy about that. I'm
Yeah.
like, Haley, don't touch any of the recording equipment. I don't want you to.
So that's your debut.
And so that's like the first impression. It's like, great.
Great. Yep.
I ended up being proven wrong, thankfully, but it's like fudge.
Aw.
Your vindication was about to continue.
Weekend of vindication.
But I'll never forget the first time LJ looked over at me. He looked at me, nodded, and then continued. I was like, cool.
Yeah, no, that's because I like to try and take things in stride. It's like, all right, hey Haley, how's it going? Like, I even did that with Purple, who miraculously ended up showing. It's like,
Yeah.
Purple, how's it going? She's not here to say
Purple's role in this tangled tale will come later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I thought you were freaking ignoring me when I first got there. I was like, did I do something wrong?
No, heavens no. By no means. Okay. It was 2 parts. One, it was not wanting to crowd you. Because you just got there and everyone was getting around you. It's like, oh my gosh, Purple, you're here. Oh my gosh. And then the second part of it was just kind of also wanting to get back in the house. Because we were locked out and I wanted to get back in for the day. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We had been locked out, hadn't we?
Yeah, we were. Well, that comes later, but.
No, that's story for later.
Anyway.
Keeney later arrives.
Very shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
We bounced promptly to get Chick-fil-A. We were supposed to. We were gonna have a hotel meetup with some of the other Bionicle people, but everybody was late, so we ended up talking to a few of them for 10 minutes. I think
including
it was
AT,
Pablo, Sabiki, and AT who were there at the hotel. We talked to them for 10 minutes. Oh yeah, there was this funny moment where we drove past Brickfair, and X made a remark bro, you think Kevin Hinkle's inside? And we were all I'm sure he will be. I don't know if he's inside right this moment. It's 6:30. He's probably not there right now. And then 10 seconds later, we see Kevin Hinkle walking through the parking lot towards us.
I am the Oracle!
We heard him first because we were going to Chick-fil-A and I was running there. I was like, all right, let's go. I'm super pumped. I'm trying to get my exercise in. And I'm running and I hear someone yell, "Hey, stop running!" I wasn't going to listen to them. It's a free country. I'm going to run as fast as I want. Turns out it was just Kevin.
Gosh. Okay.
Yes, Haley's documented the first meetup with Kevin.
The first great crossover.
Here we go.
Yep.
With X, Keeney.
I'm going to save this image as well.
Kevin.
So, yeah, we meet up with them. Meet up with Kevin, with Joey. Shout out to Joey. And,
yes, shout out to my dog.
Not your dog. How dare you? Joey is a person and he's excellent.
She just called Joey her dog. Wow, that's rude.
I don't approve of this. So we meet up with them. We go get some Chick-fil-A. Finally, some good freaking food. And
Keeney was very wild by Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, he was. I feel like
thank goodness his reaction was tame.
Honestly, it could have been the best freaking chicken he'd ever had, but he would have had to have said, "Oh, it's okay." At that point,
that is the Keeney way. This is true.
Yeah.
Then we go back on the mad dash to pick up Fluff, and we have a good documentation. Wow, Haley just posted these pictures in perfect chronology for the page.
She should be in charge of the stream.
Okay, what the fudge?
No.
What the fudge?
First she replaces VAR, now she's going to replace LJ.
No!
It's already basically happening.
Purple, what have you done?
But yeah, we have a great photo where we have all the internationals meet up. Fluff Fluff comes in and Haley's written down her name on one of those card things.
No, it was a paper towel.
A paper towel. Well, they're oh, we gotta wait for the drivers there, and Fluff came and joined us, and we had a party. We loaded everything up, and we made our way back. And I think Mange and Var got to the house first, even with all the traffic, right?
Yeah.
Well, Var was there. Var was just chilling, watching some MTV.
Were you there?
I mean, I got there eventually and texted Var saying I called Var saying we were outside.
We were the last crew to arrive, and then by that night, everyone had come together, and we went shopping to get food, where we had an amazing. Most people were together. House crew was together.
Oh, was that the night we went to Walmart?
Yes, we went to Walmart on the first night.
That was the night of the big goof, TM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what it was?
Here,
can we say
can
we say the thing, or are the words too bad?
Well, I'll go ahead and handle it so you don't screw it up again. We
LJ,
were
can I
all
post
there.
that picture again?
No, I'm not. No, don't post the picture. We've done enough of posting the picture. We all went to Walmart.
Put a giant
Went to
black
Walmart,
block over Var's
Put an
hand.
eraser over some imagery. Essentially, we go to Walmart. Everyone's walking around. It's kind of surreal. We take a group photo together, and certain members of our conglomerate were offering some specific hand gestures toward the camera. Now, that in and of itself is fine. What's not fine is that Haley over here proceeded to post it to the patron chat, and Meso over here, in his infinite wisdom, posted it to our Twitter account.
I think I missed the memo that flipping people off was like
Yes, you missed
something that
memo.
was bad.
How do you miss a memo on something like that?
Like it
Right?
seems to me the kind of thing that
What
like
happened?
would
What
be
who
bad
flipped who off? What's
in
going on?
in elementary school.
Var flipped off the camera, and then they were posting the pictures all over our social media.
Yeah.
Flipping off the camera is
Oh,
the
yeah,
equivalent.
that was hilarious.
Well, no, I took the picture. And
I'm glad
what
you
was the
love it.
first thing I did with the picture? I sent it to my mom.
Why? I don't know.
Okay,
Well, 'cause she was asking how my friends were.
Let me re-clarify something. This might just be a me thing. To me, flipping someone off carries about as much punch as like a fourth grader calling someone a stupid meanie head on the playground.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
there's meaning behind
Yeah,
that.
go do that in like the rough places of Baltimore and then get back.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
sure,
I
see how that works.
You got a
That's-
personal
I know it's
experience
an-
with that X?
I know it is an insult, but it does not exactly have the same oomph as like
And-
curse words
And
do.
all of that is
Yeah.
fine from your perspective, except for when it's posted to our channel account.
You sound like you're about to sing that.
That'll
It's like, post it to your private accounts all you want. We're still working on being a part of the LAN again.
Var literally said, "Post this on the TTV Twitter right now before you forget."
Yeah, and you listened to him. Why?
I did.
I mean, he is the...
Because
Man in
typically
charge.
my first inclination when we take a group photo is not to scour it for
I
inappropriate
fixed it.
inappropriate hand gestures.
Well, now it should be.
I kind of assume everything's on the up and up.
Well, that was your first problem.
Yeah.
Or better yet, that the whole group agrees on what on the up and up actually is.
Gosh,
That's
dang
also
it, dude.
kind of important.
Bottom line, I don't know
Your
how-
perception doesn't matter. It's what everyone else's perception is.
You
That's the crux of the issue here.
Oh my god.
you missed
Point
the
being, we had a
memo here.
hilarious photo that got taken down because of fingers.
Yeah, but it's up now,
well,
courtesy of Haley, who fixed it. Thank you, Haley.
You're welcome. Looks funny.
Shield
You should've used
your
the middle
eyes.
finger emoji to censor it.
Just shut up!
Shield
Perfect Omega
shield the
said it
children's
lines up.
eyes. They can't know that
Oh my
finger exists.
gosh! Don't do this patronizing nonsense. You screwed up. Own up to it.
Gosh.
Yeah, kids always have 4 fingers up until this point.
Yeah.
when
Ben is doing the Toa pose.
Gosh.
Yeah, Ben's doing a new pose.
A new pose.
Anyway,
Okay, so
So
Walmart.
this happened. we bought a metric ton of food. Stay tuned until the end to see how much gets wasted. There's a story there. But anyway,
Oh gosh.
for now, we go to sleep. And then what happened the next day? We had to like, oh yeah, Haley and I's baseball game. That was the source of much ire.
Yeah, your
Yes,
baseball game.
Tyler and I went to, for those who know about baseball, we went to the Braves versus the Washington Nationals at the Washington
You're in the wrong
Nationals
crowd, honey.
Park.
Yeah, who's gonna
Just
know
in
about
case, it was a noon game, and it was a great game because the Braves
Freaking
did
hot.
end up winning. But if anyone knows baseball jargon, the Nationals almost came back and walked it off in the last inning, but they ended up tying it. They went into extra innings, and then the Braves hit a home run.
We
to
left.
win.
We left before it was over. Which was
Yeah, we did
kind of
left,
a
but
bummer.
we saw the last home run that Donaldson hit before we left, and then they held the Nationals to win.
Haley had a moment where she was so happy. She was like jumping up and down, and it was wholesome.
Well, yeah, because Washington literally Washington was like one hit away from completely destroying the entire game. Literally one hit away. Because it was bases loaded. It was 4-3. If they had 2 runs scored, then that's game over. But
Haley's excitement was very
TTV
wholesome.
fans be like, question mark, question mark, question mark.
yeah, all of a sudden Haley was speaking a completely different language. What is this?
They had a gluten-free food truck, and I had a pork sandwich and a bite of my first ever hot dog.
Woo!
Which Haley,
Hot diggity dog.
you went the very exquisite and refined culinary route of getting a hot dog with no condiments.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
maybe the condiments are just way too spicy.
Honestly,
I mean, probably.
wow.
Mustard.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just
Oh,
forgot
it
to put ketchup
burns.
on it, but it was fine.
I mean, the
Brilliant.
ketchup might have been too spicy.
Oh my gosh! There's no spicy stuff in freaking ketchup. It's
Yeah.
ketchup.
Yeah, neither is
There's
there a
no
marinara
ketchup.
sauce, Haley.
Haley, there's about as much chance that ketchup could be spicy as pieces of sauce.
No, that is not true.
They're both tomato product.
Yes,
I can
it's true.
eat
I read the
pizza.
wiki. I know for sure.
Oh my god. No, I know for sure. There's nothing in.
Yes, I do.
So,
But no, the baseball game was a lot of fun. It was really cool.
We played a prank on the others as we went back.
oh
Not
yeah,
a
you
prank
played a
per
prank
se.
on us. That's
Not
what
a
I
prank
call
per
it.
se, but a stunt.
I will...
Haley, cue the picture. Oh wait, no, it's on Fwef's camera.
What? Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, I made matching
yeah.
T-shirts for Tyler and I.
I can get the picture.
You get the picture.
We
So-
rolled back in the car with like Haley buttoned up her like what was it, the red flannel.
My red flannel. Yeah.
Then I buttoned up like my jacket. So if someone said I looked ready to like go on a heist, just walking around.
Black
Brickfair.
jacket, black pants.
Yeah, essentially. And then we were like, all right, guys, we have an announcement when we were back at Brickfair. It was like, what, you're getting married? And we were like, no, we're not
No.
getting married. We have this.
This is the...
It was
I don't know
still
what
just
either of
as
those
bad.
things-
It was still just as bad.
I don't know what either of those things.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, X. You probably don't know my,
Okay.
my saying.
No, just don't even...
X,
No,
you don't have to put up
you
with
cannot
it.
contaminate him too.
What is he saying? I'm dumb.
Praise the karmic
Wow.
seesaw.
The
I
karmic
don't
seesaw.
know what is a karmic and then what is seesaw.
You know
Well,
what karma
But
is,
I
X?
explained this to you.
I know what karma is. But...
What?
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
another word of,
I
it's just
remember
another word of
Haley.
illustrating.
Yeah.
I remember Haley talking about
Like,
it, but I just thought it
karma
was karma.
and stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
is karmic?
Karmic is not a word. It's just
Karmic
It's just
is
part
how
of the
you
saying.
would use to describe karma being applied to a seesaw.
Yeah,
yeah.
y'all
It
weird.
sounds so funny. Point being, matching karmic seesaw t-shirts.
Kaz, it's like
And because of these T-shirts, a lot of people in TTV refused to go into an escape room with us. I don't know.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why. either.
Yeah. That was to your detriment, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a rough time with the escape room. We
Oh,
pretty much
yeah.
like
Dude, I
jumped.
loved the escape room. Was great.
We
Yeah.
jumped from
Oh,
Brickfair
yeah,
like
oh, yeah.
right to an escape room where we teamed up into 2 groups. One team went into a mine shaft. The other team went into like a sorcerer's hall.
It was like
or
a
whatever.
sorcerer's tower. And we were looking for the queen's amulet.
Do we have a picture of that? The group.
Nose.
That's
I
on
know we do. I
Fluff's
just
picture.
can someone dig it up? I think it's on.
I think it's
Fwef's
also
camera.
on Fwef's
it's on
camera, right?
Dropbox.
Okay.
Upload all our photos.
But yeah,
try looking
I
for
was
it.
very competitive, and I was telling the other team that we're
So
going to
I got
completely
it.
decimate them, only for the opposite to happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
My link.
Yeah.
So
Everything was
we
going
had
great
a puzzle that
until
was
we
just
got the
absolutely
puzzle
horrible. The
from
puzzle with the
Arizona.
Oh
freaking
yeah, the
numbers.
puzzle was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Well,
really
the
messed you-
the funniest story of them all was we heard the music of the source for people finishing. We were like, "What the heck? What is that?" And we're like, "Oh, they probably finished." Within like
We
30
had 20
seconds,
minutes left.
yeah, within like 30 seconds, we heard our guy, like, radio in saying, "Hey, do you all want reinforcements?" And I
Oh, that
looked
wasn't
out
radio. He opened the door.
through, or he yelled by the door. Oh, well,
Yeah.
It sounded like an intercom, but I guess they don't have intercoms. And so I look through like the elevator like setup room that we came in, and I see Takuma in a full sorcerer's outfit, hat included, just march around the corner with like a huge grin on his face. So I take the sliding door and I slammed it in his face, and I was like, "We don't have any more room in here. Don't come in." And that's how we got 12 people into a tiny little mine room. Like,
it was very claustrophobic.
It was so great, but we ended up finishing it, thank goodness. But we had so many people, we couldn't even like move around in the room.
Well, the worst part was like the puzzle had like, was it 16 parts? They were hidden throughout the place.
Mm-hmm.
So first we had to find the parts, then we had to assemble the parts.
Yeah.
We were doing all right. We got held up near the end, and then they were like, "Okay, well, do you want a hint?" And our pride was like, no, because
like, I'll tell you the code if you take off 5 minutes of your time.
We were like, well, we can't afford to lose 5 minutes, so we proceeded to spend 10 minutes and then
probably more.
And then just try to solve this puzzle. If we had taken the hint, we would have beaten you guys because it was basically over after that.
Maybe in like time, but not time.
We would have beaten them. The only step after that was the connecting the strings to the wall symbols. It would have happened.
Really? Well, we had the bird to do that too.
We knew that though.
Yeah, the bird.
So our pride, as it always is, was our hubris.
If someone can bring up the name of this escape room, what
Thrill Zone.
Thrill Zone. All right, Thrill Zone in I want to say Chantilly, Virginia. They were very nice.
We didn't do laser tag.
No, we did not do laser tag.
I
didn't have time to do it.
We didn't. Yeah, no, we did not. So.
It was not on my priority list.
What was hilarious about this whole situation going into the escape room is that the teams were contested. There was a lot of debate as to who was going to be on whose team. But the first thing that Var and I said were, we're not going to be on the team with Haley and Meso. It's just not going to happen. So the team's composition, it was me, Var, Takuma, Kini, and Ven's girlfriend Sam, and AT. And already that team is just stacked. That is stacked in our favor. So it's not a surprise. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you guys actually had experience of...
Yeah.
The only one that had experience in ours was Haley.
Yeah. Which I definitely used for a little bit. We had to go in and there was like a buzzing sound that we had to fix, and so that was the first thing I put my attention to. But...
So you say that, but I remember you like holding off from even looking in the other room for like almost a full like 6 minutes.
Me?
Yes.
Well, I'm trying to do the freaking buzzing sound.
Like, this room exists?
The hissing sound? You kidding me? So you just want me to walk around looking around? I was like trying to stop that because it was super annoying.
Yeah, I know.
Then I finally went to the other room. But
yeah. It was a journey, all right. Escape rooms were fun.
Oh yeah, no, it was a blast. We got through ours, we joined them, and the thing that held you guys up, it's really sad in retrospect, because you really could have used me, because that like puzzles are patterns, and patterns are more my forte. I'm really good at recognizing them. So and at the end, Motoro and I, we sat down. She was explaining to me what the issue was, how you guys were going about completing the puzzle, and I was like, well, do it this way. Instead of trying to match up individual tiles, match up clusters of tiles.
We were doing that. We just didn't get to that.
Weren't.
Yes, we did. We were putting them by blocks,
in clusters,
but
and then it just
there were times it's like, oh, we don't think it necessarily matches, though. Like, we had a lot of second guessing, and we didn't arrange it as fast as we could.
Dang.
But we definitely thought of it.
Because Motaro and I finished it in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So...
Motoro had been one of the people who were, I mean, you say that, but like, how far done was it by that point?
It was still up. It was like scrambled more than eggs. So,
because Motoro had been the one working on it the whole way. So,
she was the one that finished it. I just kind of pushed the direction of winning. Either way, you guys could have used me for that, and it's just you just had to get those Karmic Seesaw T-shirts. You
Karmic Seesaw. We got the laugh out of the T-shirts, but the lost LJ for the escape room.
I'm sure you would have come up with a different reason for not being in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
power drain.
It is, power drain was in there. Granted,
it's not like I was silent for half the time.
Yeah, no, granted, you got massively nerfed for a large majority, so I understand.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Perfect cutout, Takuma Wizard.
Wizard Takuma.
dude,
You're
Takuma,
a wizard, Takuma.
you're really awesome during the escape room. You and AT were really cool. Because you guys are like, I remember there was one portion where we were on one side of the wall, because we had to go through a portion of the wall to another room. And so you were on one portion, and Keeney was on the other, and you were giving him directions to do a certain part of a puzzle. And it's like really well coordinated, and you guys figured it out. It's really fun.
Yes. It's amazing.
I remember when everybody was in the escape room, there was that one last part where there were the stakes in the wall that needed to be pulled on, and X was holding on one of them, and we were like, "Pull, X," and he's like, "I am holding." No, pull. Oh.
I love it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then after that, we basically went back home. At that point, it was the end of the day. There was
What?
a
No,
little
no,
bit
no,
of
no,
fluff
no,
all
no,
about.
no,
Oh yeah,
no,
bingo.
no, no. We had the bingo. We had the roulette that day. We had opening ceremony.
Oh yeah, you're
Let's
right.
not- no, I don't want to talk
Oh,
about the roulette.
Bingo was the opening.
Those were things.
I want to talk about the roulette because I want to put some people on blast.
I don't.
This is-
I don't want to put anyone on blast because it's just.
Well, we talked about it like a couple podcasts ago, so we can just do like so.
We have
Roulette
to
completely
finish it.
burned and failed, which was great, but also
The
not great.
plan of the roulette was to take every movie in theaters, put it in a hat, whichever one gets picked, we see, unless we have a majority group veto, of which we would have 2 to choose from. And then we would essentially roll again. That was the roulette in a nutshell. We rolled once, we got Dark Phoenix. So no one wants to see Dark Phoenix. That movie's trash. We did a count, and we had a majority veto. We rolled again, and we got Crawl, the alligator horror quotation marks movie by Sam Raimi, the horror thriller alligator movie. And we did not have a group veto. It passed, but what we had instead was people say, "Yeah, I don't really care. I'm not gonna see Crawl."
No, they don't want to care. They just don't want to see a horror movie in theaters.
Yeah.
Because that's
Thank
like
you. That's essentially what I
Yes.
just said, just in a less dismissive
no, I
way.
don't care. It's just if they didn't care, then they probably would have seen it. But it's just
Anyway,
a horror movie.
it's a side effect, correct me if I'm wrong, to Kuba at X, of the roulette being planned with people who were active at the time, and you guys were active to voice your opinions on it. Was essentially what it was, because otherwise you would have said, "Hey, if a horror movie gets picked, there's no way I'm seeing it." Because what that did was it started a chain reaction, because then it was like, well, if they're not going to go see it, then I'm not going to go see it. Like with Haley, and then at that point, it was essentially vetoed. So the whole thing was just kind of null and void at that point.
I mean, I wouldn't have
Then we
cared if
told
you guys went and saw it. It's just I wasn't going to see it no matter what.
And Var said he had no intention of forcing people to see movies. It's just when you give someone an out, as Haley proved, they will take it. Although you did later have a redemption arc once Orion convinced you.
Well, yeah. Like I said, if the roulette, I would have seen Crawl, but because other people backed out,
How did Ryan and Vince?
You say that like it's a valid excuse, but it's
oh
not.
my god, it is a valid excuse because then I
No,
could have driven those people around who didn't want to see it.
But it's destroying the process. Hashtag the roulette could kill you, Haley.
You're my what?
Hashtag the roulette could kill you.
Yes.
I gotta post this.
And
meme
did I
up.
say when it was immediately pulled I was not going to see it? I
It
was
doesn't
not
matter.
happy.
The result is the same.
Okay,
Oh
listen, we're
my
gonna
God.
get to
If you, it
squabble.
doesn't matter if you chose not to see it 2 minutes after it got picked or
Oh
1
my
second after
God.
it got picked. You still
Well-
chose not to see it, and we later had to make another plan. But then we went to bingo, and I won a friend's set. I was the only one who won something.
What friend set was?
I don't know.
What? What?
Yeah.
You
Someone
have
rem-
it! You
I'm
must
unremember-
know!
It's sitting in a bag on the other side of my room, and I'm too lazy to go get it.
Hazaj
What?
Huzzah.
I know we
Fire your
Fudge. He posted this great meme that I have on screen right now, and it's amazing.
Brilliant.
Now, May.
Ah, yes. The amazing maymays. Anyway, going back, we got some sleep, and then Thursday came, and Thursday was the day.
Thursday was LJ Day.
It was pretty much
What do you
LJ
mean
Day.
that day?
The day where the most stuff happened. So
It was LJ's day.
take it from the top and the amazing morning adventures.
Oh,
Oh
my
yes, LJ.
God. What, morning adventures?
The car.
Oh, fudge. Yeah, okay. So, the day is already stacked. We have a variety of... If someone can get some pictures of some of the events, I have some of them, just not the trivia challenge or on the spot. So, pick out some good ones.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks, man. So, the day is already stacked. We have the trivia challenge happening. We have on the spot with TTV versus BZP. We have my show, and we have Bionicle the Game with Meso and LJ. So, it is loaded. So, we all get in the collective vehicles, and we all are leaving. At the last second, I decide I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna take the vehicle with Var and Fwef. So I've opted against going with Haley in the van. So that ended up being a super important decision, because what had happened was that Var had lost his wallet and he didn't know where it was. So imagine a situation: you're Var, you're in a state you're not familiar with, you don't like driving in that state because it's awful to drive there. You've lost your wallet, and you had the only other person with you at that point would be someone who cannot drive in the United States. So you're toast. If I hadn't been there and he hadn't refound his wallet, he would not have been. He would have been risking a potential major violation by driving. So I end up staying with him. We look for the wallet. It was getting close to the time where we were just going to have to leave and just go, and I would have had to have driven his car, which I wasn't super stoked about, because it's driving a vehicle I'm unfamiliar with. Like, it's like a Ford Mustang, and I drive trucks. In a place I'm not familiar with.
Drive. I didn't know you could drive.
Me neither. I didn't know you drive trucks.
What's the fudge?
Yeah, no, what envy said. I've been okay. In any case, I would have had to have ended up driving, and that wasn't a situation either of us really wanted. The good news is, after about 5 to 10 minutes, we found his wallet, and we took off. So we're already running a little bit behind. We get there, and the first thing up is the trivia challenge, and that was, I don't have a picture of it. Maybe I can find a good one. You know what? I'm just going to use this for now.
There you go. Here's
not.
a picture.
Hang on.
That is a picture. That's very representative of the trivia challenge.
Yes, that is the trivia challenge.
This time it's personal.
Okay, so...
Ford memes on standby.
Okay. So, we did the trivia challenge, and it is co-hosted between myself and Pablo, otherwise known as Zath from BZ Power. And it goes great. We get everyone in an area, and we do the challenge. We have 15 questions. 5 of them are easy, 5 of them are a little more difficult, and then 5 of them are hard, really hard. And I'm warming people up. Zath and I are warming people up with, the easier to medium questions. It's like, okay, we're just talking a little bit about just some easy surface level stuff, and then I hit them with, what mask was worn by the Matoran Dizalk? And Ford from the BCC, who was last year's Trivia Challenge champion, responds with this brilliant facial expression captured by Haley.
It's weird because I just had the camera on him for that one question, and I took the picture, and I started dying of laughter.
I love it. It's that moment when you know you're not gonna win this year's trivia.
Yeah.
That moment when you don't know who Dizalk is.
Yeah, you don't know who Dizalk is.
You don't know who Dizalk is?
It was great.
And then I also
actually
pictured
know who Dizalk is very well because I'm an 06 guy.
And here's a picture of LJ being the happiest he's ever been, seeing everyone being so confused about everything.
No, this
Smug
is
J.
The smug face.
this is
All
me.
according to
I'm looking
Keikaku.
around, and everyone it's hushed silence. Like everyone was pretty happy before, because they were like, "Oh yeah, we got this. This is easy peasy. You're just asking us really simple questions." And Zath and I hit him with this one, and it's like, "You're done." So
I
And
learned
yes,
I
LJ
learned very well that day. Go
And
on.
yes, LJ, in this picture, Ford is pointing his hand towards you.
oh my god, it's like, why would he?
It was
ask
on
this?
that day that Meso received
would
a
he do
grim
this?
reminder that what constitutes easy and hard varies very differently depending on what kind of a Bionicle fan you are.
Like,
Yes.
obviously, yeah. Like this is the
Ignition
kind of
fans unite.
this is the kind of thing that you really need to know. You need to scour BSO1 on a regular basis in order to have stood a chance for this question.
Yeah,
So-
I wasn't even competing due to I didn't want there to be any perceived impropriety, but I did keep a tally of how much I got right so I could humble brag about it later. I got 13 out of 15, and then every bonus question afterwards.
Yeah,
So I could have done it. I could have been the winner, but that would have been lame.
Rigged.
yeah.
It would have been lame. So.
Also, Wolk, what mask does Dazalk wear without looking it up? All right, there you go. Yeah,
No,
you
Wolk.
got it. Yeah, he's right. It's a Huna. It's specifically
Oh,
a great
which one?
Huna. So yeah, so that occurred. We boiled it down to the top 10. We also had a brief interlude while the scores were being tallied. Nick and Neek, our good friends, were helping out with some other stuff at that event, so they oh gosh, figure out the wording me. It's very early. So they had some prizes to give away as well, a bunch of G2 sets that were signed by the designers that worked on them. And they helped me co-host like another segment where you had to correctly answer a G2 related question and you get one of those sets. And so the three of us did that. It worked out brilliantly. It was a lot of fun. And then we got to the scores. We got to the top 10 and whittled them down. Ford, to his credit, made it into the top 10. So he did really well.
Yes.
Props.
By chance.
He got into top 10 because he listed the Paraka names in order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did he? Did he really?
Yeah,
well,
he was tied with like 11 other people.
okay.
Yeah.
That was a funny question. It was funny seeing how few people actually know the meme.
All right.
That
fair.
Paraka rap though.
Yep.
So that all went well, and then we flew on over to do on the spot BZP versus TTV, and that was an unmitigated blast.
It was freaking hilarious, and I look forward to the full recording going up, which we do have, yes.
Yes, someone, a brother from another brick, by the way, it's nice to meet you, man. Asked, "Will you be releasing Brickfair Virginia vlogs?" And of course we will. Of course we will.
Yeah, of course I will.
Okay.
Rolling eyes.
All right. Do you want me to
Nice.
help? I can help you, buddy. In any case,
Format still being determined.
all right.
It's called auteur theory.
So we did on the spot. That was a blast. It was so much fun. It was Ven and I versus Sumiki and Black 6 from BZ Power. I won't spoil who won or who lost. It was just so much fun to do. And Pablo
Yup.
is an amazing host.
Was rolling with laughter. Can vouch.
Yeah. Here, I'll go ahead and post this picture.
Adriana's teenager Anna is the teen I said adrenaline. Why don't you understand?
Oh my god. Don't even get me started.
Jesus, Team Pablo's dad is calling.
We did that. We did on the spot, and then we had a little bit of a break. There was a panel that Neek held, Tooth Dominoes on Twitter, about Hidden Side and Voltron, and that was a really good panel. That was a lot of fun to watch. After that, then I did an episode of the LJ Johnson Show live at Brickfair, which I'm hoping will be up later today on August 10th. So
It worked very well.
exists. Oh yeah, no, it was
That's
a lot of
okay.
fun trying to get a picture.
You had everyone get into a line and like come up and talk for a few minutes about their experiences and whatnot, and it was cool. I gave a profound speech and unveiled my new sponsorship, which would become a recurring meme.
You're not sponsored by Aquafina.
We are not. We are not sponsored by Aquafina at all. So that was a lot of fun.
I love that picture.
I think.
Oh my gosh, the what? That middle one, that could be a new template right there. You can add a guest.
You put a person right there. Someone put Takuma in there, please.
Okay.
Well, with the wizard robe?
Yes.
So, the show, of course, went very, very well. I'm content. It'll be up later. And then we had another brief reprieve. And we got into the segment I didn't think was actually going to work out very well.
Sam, because it wasn't working until right up until the very end.
No, it was down to the wire. So I thought this was going to just be a disaster. I thought it wasn't going to work out and we were going to let some people down. Much to my great surprise, it was possibly one of the best events at the convention that we did. It was Meso.
I think it was definitely the best structured.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. It was Meso and I playing Bionicle the game. Meso hadn't played it. I've played it numerous times. And it was such a blast. It went so well. We've got it recorded.
It went mostly well. I was nervous about it because it'd been a few years since we've done a Let's Play, and it was my first time doing a Let's Play like live in that small of a group. So I was like, yeah, this is gonna be all right. But then after a little bit of time, we fell very, very nicely back into old routines.
Yeah.
Except with the added benefit of you getting to show me up in person.
Dude, the audience was amazing.
LJ,
That, gosh dang, that Thursday was one of the best days I've had in a very long time.
Yeah.
It went very, very well. It was wonderful. The crowd was awesome. I don't want to say too much to give it away. It was just such an unbelievably great experience.
I'll just say, if you like our Let's Play dynamics, you'll love it. If you like LJ occasionally getting to turn the tables, you'll also love it.
The audience is what made it worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, it was so much. Anytime. No, I don't want to say anything else. We'll get it up pretty soon. But it was a blast.
A lot of pictures have arisen of LJ looking irritable whilst I'm just like grinning. Perfect.
Takuma, you are this year's Meso and Meso standing
Meso.
around. Like you know that meme of Meso kind of just awkwardly standing there.
I love it.
This is awesome. So yeah, that was Thursday. It was an unmitigated success, and definitely.
We went back home tired, so tired.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, "Oh, sweet, we can sleep in a little bit on Friday." And then, did something happen on Friday to prevent us from being able to? I think it did.
Kind of. Okay, so some of us. So Friday rolls around, and Envy Matoro and I bounce early to go with Nick and Neek to one of the Lego stores. And so
that day was the worst.
Really?
Yes.
So we do that. That was fun. We get some lunch as well, and then we immediately need to go. We go to an event with the BCC and Modularity called the Spicy Food Challenge.
It was great.
It was an event that happened, and I think it's recorded as well. I don't know whose channel it's going up on. I'm assuming the BCC's.
The Spicy Food Challenge.
Oh my gosh.
It was a time, all right. I went into it expecting it was going to be like eating food, like hot ones.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly that.
It wasn't that at all.
And that affected how things went. But we'll see. You guys will see when it comes out. But a lot of funny stuff happened.
Such a great show.
Yeah. It was
all I'll say is that BCC are elaborate madmen.
Oh yeah.
They went all in prepping this.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get them next year.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
And then after that was the fabled live podcast.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And in true karmic seesaw fashion, what comes up must eventually come down in some manner. Not to say the podcast was not successful, because it was. We ended up having it done. Went on for a little under an hour. We had everybody on camera at one point that was there, except for Purple and AT. Pour one out. But it was a little problematic because right before it was Pablo's panel, History of Construction, which was awesome. It was like a walk back through, construction, its history with Lego, community perception, etc. It finished up, and then our time bracket was there, and we were like, well, we're gonna be a bit late, but we'll set everything up now. It'll be fine. And then I will admit our fault in this. We realized, because of Keeney angrily coming over and telling us that there was another panel exactly an hour after our scheduled start time. So we were already starting late because Pablo's panel had just wrapped up, and when we were setting up, and then there was another panel that was starting. So we were looking at about a 45-minute show, which the irony is, at the time, I was like, oh no, we can't have a 45-minute show. That just won't do. We have to delay it. Spoilers, the podcast ended up being around 45 minutes.
Well, if we had rolled with the original one, it would only been like 30 minutes.
Yeah, so we probably could have done it at the actual time and not had a lot of hoopla over it. But we called an audible, and we delayed it for like an hour and a half because there were some poor communications as to the actual plan for the podcast. So we went and got in a group huddle. Haley, cue the huddle picture.
Wait.
Where we essentially had to sift through all our negative vibes and figure out a plan for the podcast, topics and mics and stuff. There were some problems over the amount of mics we had, which I won't really get into at the moment, but
this
funny memes stem from this.
I think this was the most annoyed I was throughout the entire trip.
I could tell.
The mistake I made was not just taking charge of the situation and just not actually facilitating a successful and smooth operation, because this was an absolute...
The mistake you made was being very... What's the word? I don't want to say passive-aggressive.
Hands off.
Instead of offering...
Hands off is what I was saying.
Instead of being part of the conversation, you were like, your show, Messa.
I mean,
figure it out, Messa.
Yeah, because it is your show. You should have figured it out, and you dropped the ball. It's like if the ball were made out of butter, your hands are margarine. That's how slippery it was, and that's how
just pick up the ball, bro.
LJ, I was trying to withhold saying this, but since you just said that, know that I gave you an opportunity. If anyone dropped the ball with the podcast, it was you, because you were the liaison to Kevin Hinkle. You're the reason we didn't have enough mics.
Oh, I'm the reason we didn't have enough mics.
Keeney, when did you show up, bro?
Yeah, Keeney,
because from the sounds of things and your description of it, you were very I mean, I hope we have enough mics. I mean, could you grace us with enough mics? And you were relaying to us, oh yeah, guys, I don't know how many mics we're going to have. I think maybe 6. I think maybe we're going to have 8. I think maybe we're going to have 10.
Well,
oh no, wait, I'm sorry, guys. We're back to 6. We're back down to 6
we had
mics.
6.
I'm sorry about that, guys.
8, and then we had 10, and then we went back to 6, and then we
accommodate
for 10 people.
Here's how you say it, Mr. Assertive. We need 10 mics.
Wow,
welcome,
okay, great. I can say that all I like. It's not going to make it happen. Sorry.
Who wants to play the blame
that's so.
Apparently,
we need 10 mics, and then they suddenly materialize. Oh, wow, I'm a mic wizard. Listen, all I could tell you was what I knew, and what I knew was what I could tell you. The issue became shortly thereafter is when you didn't take the reins on what we were actually going to be talking about. You sat there
Cue the
going, all right,
nervous
well,
laughter.
let's go ahead and do a retrospective. And
You're
then it was like
Ivy.
a fumbling
Thanks, Akuma.
retrospective. And,
How you guys
okay, well,
doing?
I want to get everyone on. And then you get
Doing
everyone
alright.
on, but then you want to
Oh,
rotate
that's cool,
everyone.
man.
And it's like, nothing's solidified.
That feel what LJ tries to
So,
feel it.
what else is going on?
Meso,
Just listening to just Spurgeon gibberish, basically.
my
Where's
point
that
is,
picture?
when it's your gosh dang podcast, step the fudge up. You didn't. Give us a plan.
I've yet to see
I think
anything
he
you've said.
stepped into fudge.
I've yet to see anything you have said that even remotely, even minorly, was my fault. Point to me something that was my fault.
Okay, what we talked
Is
about.
it my fault that we didn't have enough
Do we
mics?
really need to have this
No,
conversation?
we do
Holy
because
crap.
he's
No.
bringing it up, and I'm not gonna let it go unchallenged.
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
respond.
So I
Is
had
it
this
my
one
fault?
night
Be
where
quiet.
my hotel room became kind of
Is
like
it?
a party room.
I
it was
will
terrible.
deafen you.
Stayed up until like
I will
2 p.m.
deafen you. You have
Hey,
fun.
we deafen you. I am
Our
super
own freaking
mature.
podcast.
Was it my fault that we did not have enough mics?
no, but it wasn't mine either.
I think it was. You were the liaison.
Okay.
Was
first
it
of
my
all-
fault that we did not have a plan?
Yeah.
Because I recall you and I talking about a plan and having a plan,
And then it changed.
and that plan was what we followed up on to the letter. So was that my fault?
Because it changed and then it changed back. Because first
It
we had
changed.
the plan,
It changed
and then
because
it
the
changed.
others were discontented about it, not because I was. I was happy with the plan.
Then why did it change at all?
Because the others were like, I don't know if we want to do that. Do we need to do a full retrospective? Also, Haley, LJ pointed the first finger. Remember this?
I don't point fingers.
I'll point the last one right in your eye,
Not
Also,
to play the
listen-
who started it game, but it is not me.
but to
Lea-
play it
Lea-
on the started the game.
All I can tell you, because we were thankfully there was a gentleman there who handled a lot of the audio work, and he handled all the microphones and all the equipment, and he brought it over. He was super awesome. And so when it came to, because keep in mind, this is all months ahead of things, where we could have easily gone, hey, here's who we want to have on the podcast, and here's the duration, and here's everything. It could have been planned out to the letter. It wasn't. So me being the liaison, being a liaison doesn't mean I am the planner. Being a liaison means I am the contact between two groups, and I did exactly that job. I was the contact between two groups, and I relayed the information properly.
How do you spell that? Liaison?
LIASON.
From the sounds
Hey, we
of
can agree
things,
on something. Let's use
Whether-
this as a foundation for future friendships.
whether we want to take Keeney's
Oh,
Hi,
there's
word,
an I
Super.
before
How
the-
you doing?
whether we want to take Keeney's word at
Whoops.
face value or not,
Oh.
that's another matter. But his implication was that we should have been more assertive about the tech we needed.
And that is an opinion to have. That's a standpoint to have. I'm not going to argue the merits of that. However, when the mud hit the fan, that's when we needed to buckle down and be like, all right, you know what? This is what we're going to do. This is how long it's
I
going to
agree.
be. This is this.
And
this,
there's a time and a place for infighting
if it's
and doing what Keeney did, which is leaving the planning circle,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
doing what you did and closing off.
I didn't
There
close
was a
off.
time for camaraderie.
I was relaying it to you. Listen, if it were left up to me, we would have had 6 people on the podcast, and that would have been it. We would have just gone with 6.
Bruh.
We would have picked out 6.
Which should have been
like,
done.
all right, we're just gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna have these 6 people. We're gonna talk about this for this long,
But
and then we're gonna move on
we're
to the rest.
big fuzzy family, y'all.
Yeah. Hi,
Hey.
Trooper. How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing all right, man. I'm just sitting, breathing in Norwegian
Either
air
way,
coming
whatever
from my
happened with
window.
like communicating with them, it didn't make
What's
it
the
to the
difference
ears of the sound tech to begin with to bring as many mics as we needed.
Which
he
which
was
is
never.
weird. Which is very weird because we had
Yeah,
a
it-
conversation with him the day prior about how many people.
Well, no, but like before the whole event is what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
before the entire event.
You are right. It is weird. I'm sure it's my fault. I'm sure I dropped the ball.
Dear goodness. Dear goodness.
I'm pointing out the ludicrousness of that statement.
I'm
It was shared blame. There was a lot of blame to go around.
I mean,
playing the blame game helps
I
no
don't
one.
dispute that. I'm just saying, as a leader, yes, you did drop the ball.
I recall. Whatever. See, it makes me look petty when I respond to the things you say.
I mean,
but
patronizing.
you were saying them.
Petty like Tom Petty.
We'll move on. But
either way, the podcast
after the
happened.
podcast.
Thanks, Takuma.
You're welcome. What?
You're Tom
Just
Petty.
accept it.
Oh, okay, yeah, yep.
All right. TTV Podcast. We actually did it.
So how about the positives?
Dude,
Yeah,
the best thing
happened.
about the entire con is just all the different reactions that we got from Haley taking. It's like, this is so much. There's so much gold. I love it. It's great.
Aw.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
man.
The sheer amount of
Cool
memeage
stuff.
that has come from this.
So what day are we on now? Thursday, right?
Friday.
Friday.
This is Friday.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
end
this
of
happened
Friday at
Friday?
this point. I think after this was what, when we saw Crawl, or was that on Saturday?
No,
That
that was
was
Sunday
Sunday.
night.
That was Sunday. What's the matter with you?
The days bleed together. I think after Friday we just went home, right?
No, they had World of Lights. We were there for a while.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Haley
how
got
much?
some
Anyway.
professional Steadicam footage.
Yeah.
Friday
hopefully-
was-
I don't know if it looks good. Have you looked at that footage yet, LJ?
No, I uploaded it, so it's on
You uploaded
Dropbox.
it? Okay,
but
I'll
I have
dig
not
through
seen
it.
it yet.
Okay. I'll look through it.
But
Yeah,
no.
how it looks. But yeah, had a fancy little Steadicam. So.
then it was World of Lights, and then we went home. I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was Friday.
I love it.
Takuma, what are you doing inside his mouth, man? Get out of there!
I'm looking for
out!
something worthwhile to
Run,
come out
watch
instead of all the
out.
trash.
That's Titan.
Go ahead and post this up. So
I
Saturday
was
rolls
sick
around.
and tired of the constant negativity. I decided to go spelunking for some goodness.
Yeah, you're not gonna find it there.
So
Brilliant.
Saturday.
You're only gonna find skeptic realism.
But I'm
Oh,
too epic.
Saturday rolls around.
Saturday begins the public day.
Yes, it is the first public day, and we're already off to a bad start. So Ven brought along his girlfriend Sam, and who was very nice, by the way. Unfortunately, Sam came down with some sort of ailment, some illness, some sickness, a cold, I don't know what, but she wasn't doing very well. And so she gets sick, and this results in Ven entirely missing the first public day, which
Was a massive bummer.
it's such a bummer because we came this freaking close. I mean, I'll post the picture on the stream. Thank you for it, Haley. This is how close we came to having our crew for an entire picture, our Biocraft crew. So we have everyone that was a part of the movie there except for Ven in this photo. Left to right, it's Envy, Orion, Var, AT, myself, Lena, Meso, Mir, and Takuma. And it just... we came so close. He came on the second day, but regardless. We did a lot of signings, we did a lot of picture taking, we gave away a lot of posters, and it was fun. We were only there for 2 hours, and then we had to depart.
Yeah,
And,
because at this point we had in our head a vision of a whole wide-ranging day trip to
Oh, you want to
DC.
talk about dropping the ball?
Yeah, this was the moment. Forget the podcast. This DC trip was the moment because in our infinite wisdom, no one from the group decided to check when museums closed or when the zoo closed. I guess we all lived in a fantasy land that they were 24/7 because
I wasn't expecting you guys to show up as late as you did, though.
we were solidly delayed from leaving the con because finding everyone is always a time sink. We decided to go back to the house for reasons that I forget at the moment.
There was some like swapping out of items. I think that was going on.
What was
Like,
it?
some
man?
people, something happened. I know people wanted to drop off stuff and pick up other things that were at the house for sure.
And I mean, I guess it worked out because we got Vin, because Sam felt better enough to come to the DC trip by that point. And that was kind of the plan. We still had pipe dreams of doing the Washington Monument photo at this point with everyone. which did not end up happening.
Yeah.
So LJ and I the whole trip were like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna actually. Oh no, we're not gonna get it. Oh, we're gonna do it. No, we're not gonna get it.
So our plans, our itinerary were, first we were gonna arrive there around like 2. We're like 1 to 2. And then we were going to go do a variety of different things. Then at around 3, we were going to meet up with the BCC and Modularity. Modularity never showed up, but the BCC did, which is excellent. So we go there with the BCC. We would meet up with them later and then do a bunch of things with them. What ended up happening, we got delayed, so we just met up with them instead of vice versa. Further, what we wanted to do was hit the zoo, the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History, and the National Mall. Specifically, the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument. The zoo happened. We got to the zoo, and that was it.
Yeah, we got to the zoo. We're promptly panicked by Mange telling everyone it closed at 5:30, which did not actually close.
Y'all, we need a travel.
Yeah, and I'm the one that
next year.
corrected it too.
You did. You made a good turnaround. But everyone was freaking irritated that we weren't going to have any time to see anything at the zoo. Then it was a flip. Oh, we have time to see everything. And then we stayed too long at the zoo to where everyone was like dying on the vine and we're starving.
Dude, the zoo was great. I got a really good crate there.
I was going to say, those crates look good. I was this close to getting one myself, and we're like, okay, we're moving now. It's like, oh.
What'd you get, X?
I got a crate. Really good
cool.
crate.
Crate?
Yeah, crate. Yeah, it's like a pancake
Crepe?
thing, but thin. A
It
crate.
tastes like crepe.
No, it tasted really good. It had cheese, ham in it, and then
The crate
afterwards,
did not taste like crate.
I noticed you could have like chocolate and marshmallows in it, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah, usually I've seen them eating like with the same sort of toppings you would put on pancakes.
yeah, I don't know. I was
Nutella.
they put so much stuff in it. Like one time in Texas, I had one with carbonara in it, and that was also nice.
Oh,
I
die.
love crepes, man. I also always get crepes when I'm overseas.
Oh. And then, Meso, please,
Yes.
first of all, before we continue, Fleff, are you there?
Feel free to speak if you are here, if you wish to.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey! International gang represent! What up? Hey!
Maybe this Beanie is the
Hi.
trifecta, but
Are you the last in the name order then?
Probably.
no.
Yeah.
Well, she is on the visual, so.
Oh, okay.
How's it going, Fleff?
It's going well. I just came back from seeing some family. I didn't expect to come back in time, so
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go.
Very, very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
What were you going to say, Elge?
Oh, alright, so, first, welcome. And second, go ahead and tell us how our trip to our one meal stop was.
Oh, dear Lord. Well, it was like a 25-minute walk to this ramen shop I wanted to go to. Keeney got stung by a wasp
Keeney
on the
got stung in
way,
the face by a wasp.
which he claimed he was allergic to. But he wasn't sure if he had dropped
was allergic to a
his
lot of
allergy
things.
since his youth. He was like, yeah, I don't know if I still am allergic, but I'm just going to watch it.
That would have
he
been a
didn't-
big oh no. if he
So we were all like
was.
worried about Keeney. Everyone was annoyed for having to walk so long to get food.
Well, it
We ended up
wasn't-
getting to this ramen shop.
Dude,
Go on.
that was the first time I've had legit ramen. It was good.
I'm
That
glad.
was really
Good.
spicy.
It
That was
super
spicy.
You enjoyed your meal,
Me
Takuma.
and X asked for a 1. Like, it went from 1 to 10 on the spice scale, and we asked for a 1, and it was still too spicy for us.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
still
I
just
got a
I was surprised. I was
didn't
surprised
notice-
at a 2. I was surprised at a 2. Like I could handle it, but it was kind of spicy for me.
I went
Yeah,
to
too.
I
I
went
wanted
to
to go
the
there 'cause
Master of Spice AT and was like, okay, you know spice, try this. This is not a 1, is it? He was like, well, mine's a 7, so I'll give it a try. And he was like, oh, that's actually quite spicy. I'm like, yeah, that's a 1.
Brilliant.
He's at a 7, and he thinks the 1 is still pretty spicy. There's something wrong.
Maybe the 1
Yeah,
was just
I,
refreshing a 7 spice in his mouth.
Oh my god.
I love it. I wanted
think
to
it
go
was
because it was something fresh, something different. And
And it was gluten free.
Yeah, and it was gluten free. Well,
Allegedly.
they were.
Gluten-y free.
I had planned to order an item that was like a noodle dish that had some gluten-free broth, some gluten-free soy sauce, etc. LJ got the miso soup, which is funny. I elected to not get the miso soup. I wanted the hiyasha. They were out of the gluten-free broth for the hiyasha. And also, they were out of the gluten-free soy sauce, or they claimed they never had it, even though the menu said they did. So what I ended up having was basically what amounted to a noodle salad. That's the best way I could put it. It was a bunch of just noodles with lettuce.
It was literally a bowl of salad with a
metric ton of lettuce and
no
no dressing. The only thing I could do to add any kind of dressing at all was just dump hot sauce onto it in copious measures and just stir it around, hoping that it would refresh me. Spoiler, it did not.
It kind of reminded me of in my youth when I used to pour ketchup all over my spaghetti to give it a little
Oh gosh, ketchup and spaghetti.
It was quite gross, and it was merely a precursor of things to come. But point being, my one meal of the day basically amounted to a few dry noodles and some lettuce. Whilst everyone else had fun at the place I wanted to go to.
So it had as much flavor as you do.
I finally sort of learned how to use chopsticks during that.
That was
it was pretty janky.
That was my Kermit Seesaw teardown right there. That was my fall.
LJ rushing to our table I need to know how to figure out how to use these chopsticks or I'm not going to eat.
Basically, because I decided in my infinite stubbornness that because I don't know how to use chopsticks, if I wasn't going to use the chopsticks, then I wasn't going to eat any of the food. Needless to say, I figured out how to use the chopsticks.
Yeah.
Nice. No, I feel like Meso, he's like that push the button game where it's you get to go to your ramen restaurant, but
exactly.
You can't enjoy the food.
Essentially. And what's annoying is there was a pizza place right across the road. I was because I was panicking this whole time. I was very stressed out because we weren't sure if we were going to get seated, and I knew that everyone was going to be annoyed if we had walked half an hour only to not get seated. So I was stressing at this point. Trying to say, well, if you're really hungry, if you're starving, there is a pizza place right across the road you can go to if the wait's gonna kill you. No one took me up on it, but the great irony is that
the great irony is that
that was the first time in this podcast. That was great.
That is a cliffhanger and a half.
Sure that's not irony, that's coincidence.
The great irony is
that I should have taken myself up on the pizza place.
Oh, I thought the sniper got him.
But Trooper will have to pay him more next time.
Yeah, he's sloppy.
That was basically Saturday. We went home after that.
Well, that's not everything. So the reason why this was an issue is because we had been extolled the virtues of this ramen place before we went, and we were trying to decide, all right, we're going into DC, are we going to hit the zoo first or the ramen shop first? And I was pushing, Meso and I were pushing so that we would hit the ramen place first and eat, because none of us had eaten by that point. Unfortunately, we thought that the zoo was closing in 30 minutes, so we decided to go to the zoo only to find out, no, it's closing in 2 hours. So we still have time. So we forewent the ramen shop, spent 2 hours in the zoo, and then went to the ramen shop where it ended up being that.
Hey, Ava.
Yeah. By the end of the
Hey, it's Var. What's up, Var?
Oh.
Hi.
Var.
We're talking about the ramen shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I hear that.
And you can blame me for the time. Well, I mean, theoretically you can, but that's just shooting the messenger because I'm not the one that looked it up and saw the time. It's when I actually looked it up, then I clarified for you.
You were the one who relayed what you heard. So fair. And all throughout this time, Var is splitting off to go pick up Purple from the airport.
Yeah. So that's the other part. So, Purple, when were you originally supposed to fly in?
I was supposed to arrive at 5:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And I did not end up getting here until 10:20 at night because my first flight was delayed by a half hour or something because they had to do paperwork or something. So I ended up missing my connection flight to Baltimore, and the next flight they had wasn't for another 5 hours. So I had to just chill at the airport for all that time for my new
Meanwhile,
flight.
I'm stressing the F out over it because this is like Purple's first time flying by herself. So I'm like, oh god, is she okay? Is she gonna be fine? Oh no, is she gonna be able to get
Not to
another
brag or
flight?
anything, but I kind of cried in the bathroom.
Oh, no.
Not to brag, but
That's not how I thought that sentence was gonna end.
Not to
I'm
brag
like-
or anything.
I'm just like trying to do my best to help, and meanwhile we're literally riding in the stupid like metro to DC. So every like 5 seconds we'd hit a stop where I could text her back, and then we'd go back into a tunnel, and I'd lose all like connection
Oh,
to
no.
talking to her.
Oh, rip. On the
Nah.
bright side, though, I had time to get Chick-fil-A for the first like legit time, and it was pretty good.
Yay.
Chick-fil-A's
Chick-fil-A is the
great.
bomb. Even though I didn't really eat it that whole time.
Fortunately, it wasn't Sunday yet.
Hey!
What the heck is this?
And it looks like Chick-fil-A.
Oh gosh.
The great collage meme.
This is freaking hilarious. So,
Journey
yeah,
to Death
now
right
Purple's
there.
flight gets delayed, but eventually she is on her way here. Var splits off to go get her. And so, by that point, we're like, all right, we're going home now. So we split off from the BCC. X and Keeney and Takuma and AT go with them. And the rest of us go to our house, which is, again, still a super long drive. So we get there, and come to find out, we only had one key, and Var had the key, and he was 2 hours away in Baltimore. So we all get there, and we're just sitting in the
Sorry.
We're all locked out of the
We're
building.
just sitting on the patio waiting.
Not gonna lie, that patio chat though was good. There's nothing more stuff that brings you together than being locked out of your house.
And I mean,
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
it was really.
It's okay. I'll mail you the keys, guys. I'll go to the post office and I'll mail you the keys.
Oh.
So the good news is, yeah, Fwef is right. It was a very nice time. We had a good time just kind of hanging out. I got to show them all the Milky Way for what we could see of
That was
it.
nice.
Oh
So-
yes, the Stargate.
There was a massive spider web like right by our chairs.
Fun. Yeah, there was a lot of porch chairs that we
I
wanted
kind
to
of
use
wrecked that spiderweb TV
for the porch, but there was like a hornet's nest or something, or a wasp nest.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was
It was a bug haven.
that's nasty.
But yeah,
So,
well, I was able to
When
pick
I
up
got
Purple
there,
though.
what?
I was able to pick you up though. That actually went
You
out.
literally like ran out of your car just to hug me, which was adorable.
It was very cute, and it went off. Well, I was about to say it went off without a hitch, but it literally did.
Not need a freaking picture, Envy.
It was
literally
nothing
didn't.
but hitches.
Yeah, it literally didn't. So
That's like the opposite of a spider web. Like that's like that's weird.
That's cool. That's what that is.
I like
It's like
couldn't
the
find the
opposite.
way
That
out
flash.
of the airport. So
Yeah.
I was just like following like all the baggage signs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then, like I
You
texted Bar asking like where he was.
you just go forward, just keep walking, and you'll eventually get to where
Are you
I
by the
am.
taxis? No, I'm not by the taxis. Literally right in front of the taxis.
Who-
Okay, well, there was a stupid freaking van blocking the taxis. I couldn't see the
Those
taxis.
were the taxis.
Oh.
No, the taxis
Big
were
ones.
no the taxis were on a different lane. I was on the public like lane, but there's a whole other lane separate for specifically for like public transport. So the only vehicles on that lane were taxis and shuttles and stuff. I didn't see them because I was on the other lane, and that lane had people blocking my view.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Okay, who destroyed that spider web? Because that spider web got destroyed.
I just said earlier I wrecked the spider web.
You're a jerk. That was somebody's house. You're no better than a tornado.
You're right. I'm just an evil person.
There's a spider out there going, there's the dang tornado came and destroyed my house.
You okay with someone just showing up to your house and setting up shop? Someone you don't know?
Good point, but still.
It said,
at least
"Hey,
I
it
feel
there's
like-
a spider
supplies.
behind you," and I
I
was
feel
on
like
that
if you-
seat.
If
faster
you
than
change like
Ventura.
spider to any other animal that people would be like afraid of, you have a wildly different reaction.
I mean,
Like,
what-
oh, there's like
Alligator.
alligators.
Oh my
Snakes.
god.
Hell yeah, there's like a
Should we move on to Sunday
the
now?
boa constrictor nest.
Okay, so you
like,
guys
right
have just been
behind
doing
us.
like a day-by-day playbook
Yeah.
here?
We're-
Okay.
Essentially,
Play-by-day.
we got held up a little bit on the podcast.
Var arrives in the day by day the same time that Purple does.
Nice.
So
It was good time.
Sunday, we finally have everyone
Oh.
here.
Purple.
Everyone's here.
What the?
Purple arrives at the house. We get in. We go to sleep. And
Sunday was
then,
the best day of the trip.
and then Sunday begins, the first public day.
Oh boy.
And after some massive finagling, we finally get our only group picture.
Yeah.
We have another
Oh,
one at
only
the
group
Yeah, I know.
picture.
Not shown in this group picture was the 10 times where everybody split off and we had to constantly rally everybody
Yes.
back together in time
Yes,
for a
Var.
picture.
Listen, I hadn't had
You-
breakfast yet, okay?
Including one for Kevin Hinkle in which he sat there waiting for almost
He
30
was
minutes.
a crinkle tinkle.
Yeah,
As we
no,
tried to
you
find
guys
everybody.
I was
That-
there for
my-
that one.
The funniest part was when LJ ran off to go find Matoro, only for Matoro to literally immediately walk into frame as LJ left.
I called Neek, who was with her, to bring her back, and then LJ ran off.
Yeah, then LJ ran off, and then he was just gone. He was just
mean,
gone for like
That's
10 minutes.
the same gosh
And
dang
the
thing.
same
It's
the
like we
same
sit
thing
down,
happened
we
too because
all-
like Var and Purple went to go get food. Then they were gone. Then X, Matoro, and Mange were like, "Well, we're gonna go get food too. We're allowed." And then Var and
And
Purple
then-
come back.
We saw
Yeah,
them
the second
crossing
we got
the
back to
parking
the convention, everybody else was starting to leave. So
Yeah, you kind of gosh dang. That's your guys'
sorry.
names now, Purple and Var. You guys are
Hey.
deserters.
no. I told you we were gonna leave. You had your chance to stop us.
Yeah, and I had
I
wanted
should
to like
have.
go to the store on
I literally
the day I
walked-
got there so I could get breakfast food. But we didn't freaking do
I
that
just-
because I
I
got
just-
back at like 2 in.
I literally walked up to
Yes,
LJ
that
and was like,
was
"Hey
affecting.
LJ, we're gonna walk over and grab some food real quick. Is that okay?" And he just like nodded at me.
Now,
So I
in
was
all
like, "All right,
fairness,
cool."
yes, this is true, and I shouldn't have. That was my bad.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't
Yeah,
have,
I
and I
was
probably
freaking
should have
hungry.
realized we were gonna get like pummeled with people. But see, the thing is, Saturday was also really slow. Like there wasn't actually that many people, especially not during the first hour. So
Yeah,
like when
That's true.
we got there on Sunday, we were sitting there for like 15 minutes and nothing happened. So I was like, all right, well let's just run over and get some food real quick and we'll be back because I
Yeah.
don't think we're gonna get pounded. But
And then
literally the
again,
second we left,
pile
suddenly everybody wants pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what Elge did, he put up a poster in the Bionicle booth that was like, "Hey, come find TTV in the vendor hall. We're not
Thanks,
actually at
LJ.
the Bionicle booth,"
That was AT's idea, actually. So credit
which
to
is
him.
probably
Thanks,
which
It
is
was probably a
probably
good
what
idea.
enabled people to find us because I guarantee probably a lot of people didn't know we were in the vendor hall on Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't realize we were separated from the Bionicle section.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were over there until someone went, "Hey, let's go to our booth," and then we walked to the other side of the convention. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
But we finally all get together. And we get this wonderful picture, and this is easily my favorite picture because Ven's pose is absolutely hilarious.
Dennis
great.
is great in posing in photos.
This is accurate.
Yeah. So everyone is here. This is all 13 of our podcast hosts. The only members of TTV not shown in this image are our wonderful Kaz and Zeros, who I wish
Aw.
Could you
dearly.
guys?
Yeah.
I hope dearly that we can get them over one day because they're just wonderful people, and I'd love to have them here. But
Agreed.
Deplete the
more-
TTV
the more
funds.
the merrier.
Yep. Rack.
Heart, you guys.
Hashtag get everyone we really mean at this time
Get
on us to
everyone-
Brickfair
everyone,
2020.
I mean,
I-
everyone.
Don't even dare.
I-
Don't
it-
like just seriously
It will.
right now.
Here's the thing. It will never happen
You better be ready for
It
everybody to
can't
take their own
happen.
vacation.
because I refuse to do it. So
It's gonna give like
but Bavar,
it's gonna give Var a heart attack or something.
But boy, it's everyone.
we're going.
nope.
No.
Everyone sans VAR.
We're going to Var's house. So
That'll be the only way you people can get it to work.
all right, fair enough.
If you come here.
Okay,
Fair
Brickfair, North Carolina.
Let's all camp at Var's house. He can't stop
Oh my
us all.
God.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Oh, wait,
everyone.
Var wakes up in the morning,
Varia
gets his
51.
coffee, opens the doors, yawns with his dressing gown on. He's just surrounded by tents. Oh, Var, how's it going? We
Var
thought we'd take
from
Brickfair to you.
Listen, I'm fine with this so long as I don't need to leave my own home.
Fair enough. I love it. So
You just get to watch Brickfair.
We
from
pay
your
Var
window.
to live there.
Oh, it's starting to sound like it really works out in my favor now.
we
I'm
get
sure the
this.
living room will be very spacious.
We get this.
Well, it actually is. The living room's actually completely empty, so theoretically you could like camp out there.
What's the square footage of your house? Is that all right to ask?
I don't know. It's on my head. I just pay for the bedroom that I'm in, so it's like a shared living space. So it's like me and like, four
so
other
it's
bedrooms.
not your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's like a living room and a kitchen, but like literally no one uses the living room. It's completely barren. So
Yeah, that was the same with my other house that I live with 3 other students. Like, we literally never use the living room.
yeah.
Now,
Everybody just is in their room. So
we got the group
You
picture.
don't want to live or
It's-
something?
What?
Yeah, he's not using the living room.
Oh, no. We get the group picture. We also get another group picture because it just so happens that all of the main cast of Biocraft Chronicles was there as well. And so we got this absolutely fantastic picture. And
I thought it was planned.
no, it happened to work out.
Oh.
So from left to right, we obviously have Ven as Onua, me as Liwa, Mir, the immaculate Meerkat as Pohatu.
Woo!
We have
Woo!
Immaculate?
Var as Tahu, AT as Takua, Orion ripping Var off as Kopaka, and Lena as Gali. And
that low key upset me quite a lot.
it's such an Orion thing to do.
I felt like I was being messed with. We need to battle for the right of Tahu now.
I'm just glad you got
Look,
used
look
out
him
of
looking at me. He's looking at me too. He's like staring at my face. Smug little.
IRL Tahu Kopaka rivalry.
Yeah, no, it's so
Dawn of
brilliant.
Justice.
But this picture is great because we were all asked to do our most Toa poses, and everyone is just so in character for this. And it's brilliant. I love it. And of course, like I said, Mir is amazing. Lena is wonderful, and Orion is freaking Orion.
Mir over there in the chat saying he's never been called immaculate. Well, you're definitely immaculate, so
Oh, yeah.
Immaculate.
looks like you're gonna be called that a lot.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Okay.
Probably not.
Fine,
What does it mean?
Inconceivable.
It means basically.
Very clean.
Now I'm gonna sound like I'm trying to trash him or something, but basically means like pure.
Okay, yeah, no,
Untouched
yeah.
by
Having
evil
no
or-
stain or blemish, having or containing no flaw or error.
Yeah, that's beer.
Okay, here.
More like
Look,
more
I
like
like Mule,
pure
but I don't
cat.
think
was
there's any
contesting
living
that.
person alive.
More
That's
like
about-
pure cat.
We'll say he's outstanding, because that's true.
Well, how about we'll say that Muir is pulchritudinous?
You know what? That sounds great. That sounds wonderful.
I'll stick with it.
Kuma, I just barely graduated high school. You can't use big words with me.
Purple, you were like
use
an
SAT
honor
words.
student. Shut up.
Yeah, that was it was so stressful.
You know what?
I barely passed high
not
school.
wrong.
I
All
guess.
right, that's fair.
But should we?
Yeah, I mean that was the last public day. We began a lot of fun stuff because Haley split off to do a surprise, which later ended up being like you got photos printed.
Oh man,
Yeah,
we had a-
right next to me.
Purple, you mad woman!
Yeah.
Mirror, you're
That
here.
was, you just completely.
Somebody actually unmuted me.
oh boy,
Oh my gosh! What's up?
it's behind you,
Who's the
everyone.
guest? Welcome to the
First
TTV
guest
Podcast.
host in a long time. Hey,
Hi
Mir.
guys.
Purple.
What
I
up?
was not expecting this.
Hey.
You messed
How
up
you
the no
diddly
guest
done,
rule.
Okay,
Now
Mark,
you're
that's just
going
an
to
old
die.
rule.
It's a rule that I created and still stand by, Purple.
It's okay, Mark. You're school. You said it yourself.
Are you motivated
Are
enough
we going to have a
enforce it?
problem, Purple?
No.
Well, it's
How
too
you doing,
late. We already
Meerkat?
have a problem.
An official
Is this how I
statement
die?
regarding Varple.
By the hand of envy.
Oh no!
The official statement
or
regarding
kill.
Purple.
I don't know who's talking.
I mean, I guess I am in close enough proximity. I'll just come over there and kill you myself.
That's fine.
Oh,
I
gosh.
welcome it with open arms.
But before before Var gets the super mad and we have to mute you again, Mir, how was your brick fair?
Brickfair was so freaking awesome, man. It was so good. It was a blast. I came back from it. I was like super motivated. I like immediately like banged out 2 songs like as soon as I got back. Like just so just
One
so
of which I'm
motivated.
sure is going to become my wedding dance song one day.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow,
That's some high praises.
Whoa.
Look at this new picture from Hazard.
Yes.
Basically the same thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
love it.
Try and show me the difference between this photo and the original.
corporate
same
demands you to
picture.
find the difference between the photos.
They're the same
Look
picture.
different in the same picture.
I love it. But no, a lot of fun stuff goes down while we're waiting on Haley to like get these photos printed. Like group move.
Like
yes.
group movie.
You just you completely
Group-
took my
group
story
move
of me
flying.
surprising the whole group with pictures. You just threw it away like that. Thank you,
Okay.
Tyler.
I liked it.
That was like my big surprise
Yes.
of the trip. He's like, "Oh yeah, Haley had a surprise. She just printed pictures."
Wait.
Yeah, well,
Wait, he told everyone?
No, like on the podcast.
Oh.
He
No.
just feels like he's underscoring the importance of it.
I mean, it doesn't really matter to the fans, the surprise, but it mattered a whole lot to us because we had to kill time waiting for you.
Yeah.
So
See, I didn't realize that's what was happening.
We were a
Well, you still had
an
to pack up mocks
attraction
and
for
stuff.
entertainment.
We did that
because of
very
our
quickly.
sing-alongs.
We basically formed a giant crowd and started singing Bionicle music.
Yeah.
I thought we were just hanging out there. I didn't realize we were waiting.
Nah, we were like, well, at least I was ready to go. Not everyone was, you're right.
Oh, I was ready
But-
to go, but
Because we
decided
planned to
join
play
in.
board games at the BCC, and I knew that every minute we stayed at the con was a minute less that we would have to do that. So I
Yeah.
was in the business of getting in and out. But there were people who still wanted.
there was
really-
a thinking the same thing, LJ.
There was a
I'm
fan
really
who like wanted a photo with Haley and had to like hang out for an extra half hour.
I'm,
Shout out to you, buddy.
I'm really sad because
out
like
to
I
Josh.
didn't get to play the Oregon Trail, but however, I got to play Burninator, which was quite fun.
That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed
Trogdor,
it.
yeah. Even though I accidentally cheated and left the cards at home, that make it harder.
Every time with Bang, I was
It was
the
like,
sheriff.
dang, I wanted to
Yeah.
die of dysentery.
Massa, you seem so disinterested with that game.
I was loving that game, honestly. But I was the sheriff. I had a very passive role.
Well,
I just had to wait my turn and do nothing for like 9 rounds until I got to
it's
meet
just funny
everyone.
because it's not a short game, but everybody who wasn't playing was like, "You guys are still playing?"
Did someone shoot
the thing
the
was
sheriff?
is that it ended early because Orion wasn't doing his job in the game, and he helped. He wasn't supposed to kill Meso, but he ended up contributing to it.
I shot the sheriff.
So Meso died, and the game ended.
I was the sheriff, and I also helped kill one of my deputies, which was a mistake.
Sheriff Meso. Can you imagine it now, Sheriff Meso?
Sure, no.
He like bites a pepper and.
I mean, I can,
chews
but not
on
in
it,
like a
people
good
are
way
like,
though.
Well, this is my town, you
Sheriff.
criminal scum.
Oh my gosh.
There's
Yeah.
only
Does a
one
movie.
law, and it's me.
we need to
got,
play
like-
Bang again.
got,
I
like,
remember one time
edgy
I took a
blades
card from
and
everyone, and I
skulls.
just took everyone's guns away.
Gun control.
So,
Someone got
Sunday-
ghost peppers out because I'm feeling the heat.
Oh no! Where's
love it.
Hinkle when you need him?
but
Big Thinkle.
so
Oh man! Every time I walk past Kevin Hinkle, there's just this look of trepidation on his face, like "Don't do it! Don't do it! No puns."
but yeah, no. Sunday it ended. It was cleanup time. I did a video with Joey Maniac for Bricks, which will be out eventually. It's super cool. It's a review, and the others they sung songs, and I hung out. We all collectively hung out with a fan who'd come up to us, like you had mentioned. His name was Josh. Josh and
Yes,
his father.
Josh.
They were such
Oh,
unbelievably
he was
kind
so
people.
wonderful.
Josh
Josh
is a
Deck?
Yes.
Josh
Who
is
is
a,
Josh?
he's a big fan of Ninjago Cast.
Okay, yeah, Josh did.
Josh, yeah. He
And,
was so great.
He was
He was
just
really cool.
So
It was nice meeting
wonderful.
He
him.
had such great opinions, except the one about Cole because he hates Cole.
His
but-
best
Well,
opinion.
that's
in
the
my-
only opinion to have.
Yeah. So
How
he
could
was
you? Break my
Absolutely,
heart
just
like this.
such a wonderful guy.
Yep.
So
Yes.
we go play games.
After
with BCC.
this, Yeah, we play those games. The aforementioned stuff happens. We all bring our fancy clothes to get ready for the
Freaking help us.
legendary biological
Your
community.
fingers and fasten your seatbelts. You're about to hear the tale of the backyard grill.
I mean, it's not like
If I
It's not
told
a-
you we went
my
to a
wardrobe
backyard
change.
grill, you'd expect an actual backyard grill would be better than this backyard grill.
Mirror,
yeah. I mean, it's
Do I have a
My
picture of
dad's
you in your
backyard
kilt?
grill is better than that backyard grill.
Jen and with the
I didn't
Exactly.
even see the yard at all.
Yeah, no, those steaks were
Truly,
terrible.
no
Those were some of the
backyard.
worst steaks.
I can't
it's-
wait to go
okay.
to my favorite restaurant, Backyard Grill.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take this image courtesy of Jet Indy. I'm gonna put it on screen. People who are watching on YouTube, tell me how well do you think this was cooked? What do you think we ordered to get this result? Okay, let us know.
Freaking purple.
We sit here, and I'm sitting here like this is the first time Meso and I get to eat at this restaurant because we're like, you know what? Why not? We'll find something gluten free. We'll give it a shot. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure a
what
steak
shakes
will
out.
be fine. You can't go wrong with meat.
Right? You can't go wrong with meat. First
Right,
sin,
you'd
the
think.
first grievous sin that this place commits is they take the best
took away
item
the
on the
raspberry
menu. It's gone. The raspberry iced tea is gone. It's the best thing on the menu, and they took it away.
Oh,
The cardinal
shit,
sin.
How would you know if it's all you've ever
That was
had?
the first sign.
I will not.
I definitely know. Purple. We know. We ordered other drinks and they all sucked.
Yes, dude, they were awful.
The drinks
did
at that
what
place
did you
were some of
order?
the worst stuff. Purple got this like
Yeah, that water.
what was it?
oh,
Pineapple juice.
It was just supposed to be.
Oh
pineapple.
yes, I remember. Because
It tasted like poop.
Yeah, it was
I
don't
disgusting.
wanna know
That's
how you
not
know
what
that.
pineapple juice
I'm
tastes
surprised
like.
that turned out so
It's like-
bad.
So it's a calamity of errors. So we all get there. We all sit down. It was reserved by BZ Power. BZP did fine, obviously, because they reserved all the spaces. We all get there, and then it's just we
We were the first ones there.
were the first ones there. We ate last because the servers were like going around. It was super hectic. It was crazy. At one point, orders were gotten wrong all the time. Like,
Yeah, orders got muddled up.
dude, Mir, do you remember? Because I sat across from you. We're sitting there, and then all of a sudden, the server comes up and puts this alcoholic beverage right in front of
A
me.
mojito.
And I'm looking at you, and I'm going,
He had an admirer
What is
at
this?
the bar.
I love how LJ describes
Baby,
this
wink.
mojito like it's a glass of sin. It's just
Yeah, I know, right?
this thing was put in front of me. And
Yeah,
I
I'll
was
do. It's
like,
your
"What
chance
is
to have a
this?"
good night.
It was mine though.
yeah,
I
it,
want it.
Cocktails
it
were
was
the best.
X's the entire time. And then they gave him another one.
Oh, so did they charge you for 2 drinks?
I don't... X, did they? I don't remember.
They charged for both. Yeah, but at first they gave
What?
me it, and then they just didn't.
Whoa,
Didn't have-
Hold up now. Hold up. So they charged you for 2 drinks, right?
They charged
But
me.
they gave the first one to the wrong person.
Yeah.
So you just paid for someone else's drink.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just wanted to get out of there.
You
Guys,
just
let's all go to
you
Brickfair
just
and get our
so
refunds.
happened
Let's
Wow,
go.
X, you just took
you
it.
just so
That
happened
sucks.
to know the person that it went to, and that person just so happened to not drink it. But literally any other scenario, it's like they gave your drink to someone and they made you pay for it. What is that crap?
That's
The
the thing.
place, what they did, like
At first, they gave me it, and then there was no drinks on it. And
I don't know a lot about fancy restaurants.
Never mind.
But it seems to me like what they were doing wrong was they were ordering like out of order, playing hopscotch with the people, essentially. Like going around from the back row to the
they did this-
tables to other
Yeah.
tables.
They did this really weird thing where we were all like lined up next to each other in different tables, but my thought process would be the easiest way to go about it is to take orders table by table.
That's what I was thinking
Yes.
too. Like that's what I would do it as.
But for
See,
whatever
I-
reason, they hopped around between tables. Like they would do the back row of one table, then move on to the back row of the next table, and do all that, and then they'd come back to the table they started with to get the next 2 orders at that table, and continue down the line. And I'm like, what are they doing? Just
Yeah,
take
I work
the order
at a
of the table.
restaurant that's like a step up from that, and I had no idea what that server was doing. I was like, what? You skipped people in the row. You keep going down. You skipped, I think you took someone's order at our table. You took the order for AT at our table and then left. Which is the only order he took. And I was like, what? So I didn't know what
So
the
no
heck he was
Dustings
doing.
got confused.
Yeah.
I ordered a freaking sweet tea and didn't get it until an hour and a half into the meal.
Yeah.
Wait.
What?
Jed Indy
No
just
way.
said. Jed Indy here just said. Interestingly, BZP reserved 50 seats, but between 70 to 80 people showed up.
Oh.
I RSVP.
Interesting.
It's not me.
Well, everybody in TTV RSVP.
I think we need to go somewhere else because like the last couple years, it's just been growing and growing. Is like, this is where the cool Bionicle kids hang out after Brickfair. Like, it's no longer being a BZP thing. It's just, hey, we're Bionicle related. Let's
Honestly,
show up.
maybe we need to start splitting into groups.
Yeah. I
Probably.
like.
Well,
Like-
the solution here is to not bring everybody to Brickfair.
Yes, because we contributed.
We had the biggest group.
We did not have the biggest group.
We definitely had. Who had a bigger group than us?
BZ Power.
Okay, well, it's their dinner, so I don't really count
Yeah.
them. Also, are you sure they did?
We are on BZ Power.
I was gonna say we're
BZP
on busy-
staff, no, but BZP members all coming with them, probably. The
Okay,
BZP
well,
friends group is smaller than our
I don't
friends group.
really count the BZ Power members as part of their group. They're their
Yes.
own group.
If
Okay,
by
if
that
anything,
logic,
then I
we
should
count
count as-
TTV fans.
I should count as 0 people because I showed up, but I am in 2 groups.
you cancel yourself out.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it was a mess. Like, gosh, hang on, I want to unmute Mir for the reaction. But Mir, like, what was your first thought when that drink came down, just right between us?
Oh my gosh! When it landed, I was like, "Oh, somebody's trying to get at LJ tonight," and then my next thought was, nah, this is obviously a mistake. And then all of a sudden, X is like, "Where's my drink?"
Dude, I need my drink now. It's dinner.
It's like, because I'm sitting here going,
I need my drink. It's my dinner.
I
Dude,
obviously,
if
like,
I'm gonna wear like a nice shirt and everything, I'm gonna have, Otherwise, I'd show up in a tee.
yeah, no.
So just to recap, everything was all disorganized. They gave drinks to the wrong people. They delayed giving people drinks. They undercooked steaks. They mixed up people's steaks for other orders. And on top of everything,
They butchered every single steak.
Literally everything that you could mess up,
Okay,
they
actually,
messed up.
including
My
a long
food
wait
was
for the check.
No, the
Yeah,
check,
it was a
God.
clusterfuck.
the check was
Hey,
the worst
hey!
part.
Takuma has something to say.
All I said was that my food actually was good, but everything else outside of
dare
that.
you.
What did you order, Takuma?
I think I had an 8-ounce sirloin.
What? What? A what? What's a
got
sirloin?
Steak. You got a steak.
I had a steak,
Yeah.
potatoes,
Steak.
vegetables.
Do you like your steak cooked rare?
I like a medium well.
Oh yeah, okay.
Medium.
So just
Your
Was it
steak
medium
came out
well?
medium well?
I said I like it medium well. It was probably more of a medium than a
I'm
medium.
shocked.
Yeah,
Takuma got the chosen steak.
No, he got
Kuma
the
got
good
the
steak.
one good steak the entire
Yeah.
night.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Dude,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah,
I mean,
I feel
I had good steak too, but mine was like sliced up and everything.
Well, so I ordered steak tips, and I thought like, oh, cool, like most of the meal is gonna be steak. Nope, it was like barely steak. It was mostly pasta.
dude,
Don't
I
know
feel
why.
like if you ordered it rare,
And
at that
even
place,
the
would you get it
waiter-
frozen.
My waiter was confused. He was like new to the job, so he looked at mine and he's like, "Are you sure these are steak tips?" And the other guy working there was like, "Yeah, that's steak tips." I'm like, "Oh dear goodness."
Wait, your server was new?
Yeah.
Was it the same server that we had?
No, our server's not new. He was
Okay.
there the
No,
last year and the year
No,
before.
because
Okay.
we were done before you.
Okay, I was gonna
The
say.
new guy did better than the experienced guy.
Experience, quote unquote. I don't know
Yeah,
what happened.
like the steak that I had, like I was already not feeling very well that night, and I was like, you know what, I'll get a steak, like something that's like kind of like not too like fatty, and like some freaking vegetables and stuff, and some Caesar salad. I was thinking the Caesar salad was gonna be on the side, but then they turn up with a giant plate of salad, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to eat all this. And then the steak was just, I don't know what it was. It just didn't have any flavor. Like, it just was like, but it just tasted
Sounds like
burnt.
steak.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it was raw. Like, it wasn't like raw. It was like medium rare, but it tasted burnt. And I was like, surely that's not correct. Like, that's not right.
Not only that, it was
Mine was
super,
like a pulse to me.
super freaking chewy. Like I'm sitting there, I cut a piece
I
off,
remember.
and
Yeah.
you saw me, like you were right next to me. You saw me like fighting
Yeah,
it.
you're like
fighting.
You're like stabbing at. It was like you're cutting off your own leg. It was that like tedious to like cut into the steak. It was just taking so long.
I was the same way. It was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Haley gave me a piece of hers, and from like you had like a salad with steak, and your steak was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it was a bummer.
Haley also
I got
gave me a
salmon
piece of
Alfredo, and it came out pretty good. So my food came out pretty well.
Gosh, dang it.
Yeah. My food
Yeah, the
was
service
fine.
was
Yeah, Purple got this like
pretty good.
pizza, not pizza, but like it was like
It
a
was like spinach, artichoke, and chicken on like a flatbread.
on flatbread. It was really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
was
man,
nasty.
that sounds
I kind of
really good.
regret giving you my leftovers.
Now,
I tried to tell you. I don't need to eat all of it. But,
Now-
But you know what, guys? It's all okay because even though Backyard Grill let us
Don't
down,
say it, don't say
we
it,
had
don't
this
say it,
dessert
don't say it.
place.
Wait,
come
wait,
out.
wait, wait,
Here-
no,
here's the
can't
thing.
wait
You're
to go
getting
to my
ahead.
favorite
Yeah, here's
I'll
the thing.
do
We
it.
haven't even talked about the checks really.
Yeah.
I'll do
because
it. We
the
gotta
checks
start-
are all kinds of screwed up.
Pretty soon, we're going to be moving into the wrap-up phase of this podcast. So I'm working on abridging things, but you can talk about
Well,
the
the
checks.
checks were completely screwed up. We were all sat there for
Oh, yeah.
ages.
People were
Ages.
leaving. People were leaving, and we haven't even like gotten our checks yet.
Here's the thing.
That
Here's
was
the
very
part that's the
frustrating.
worst part. We were literally the first people to arrive. We were there. We
Yep.
were seated for like
Yep.
10 to 15 minutes before anybody else came in.
Yup.
Right. So we had already placed our orders. We had already we should have been the first people to get our food. We should have been the first people to get our checks. We should have been the first people to leave. We were the last people to leave by a large margin. Everybody else was able to get up and leave the restaurant, and we were still there for another 30 to 45 minutes waiting for checks to arrive.
See,
It was literally a nightmare. I hated every aspect of it. There was a point in time where I was like, do I just go? I should just
Yeah,
go.
I was really tempted
Because this is
to, like,
ridiculous.
leave.
Like, I'm literally sitting here waiting for them to charge me money when all they have done is screwed up the entire night.
X and
We didn't
Yeah.
have time to complain. Leo's like, did you guys complain? And we're like, we don't have time. We were trying to rush to get to this dessert
Yeah.
place.
X and
Which,
I
in
had to
hindsight,
go.
That's what the internet's for.
We had to seek someone out to pay for our checks because they never even came to us. We were absolutely within the position to where we could have just left without paying, and it's not like they would have freaking even noticed because they never gave us our checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was so desperate to leave by the end because the food was, like, made me feel worse. And I wanted to just go out and get some air. There was so many people leaving. I was standing there with all the money, like, in my hand and my check. Literally got walked past by, like, several waiters. And I was like, dude, I'm ready to leave. Please let me go, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna freaking die outside.
Everybody at our table had literally, we held off getting dessert because we knew that we were going to a dessert place after this, right? So no one ordered any dessert at our table because we wanted to get it there. It was really
It was
annoying,
hyped up.
though. It was hyped up because this dessert place is especially, like, apparently really, really good. So
I had never
were
actually
hyped up
tried
for
it.
it. We were hyped up for it. Didn't get our checks. We were rushing at the clock, right? We are stuck in this place, and we are trying to get to this dessert place before it closes. So eventually, we finally get our checks. My check was wrong twice.
That was mine.
They screwed up my check twice. I had Purple stuff in my food, and she had my stuff. And then, like, we told them about it, and the guy ran off with the check before I could even tell him what was actually wrong with the check. I just told him it was wrong, and he snatched it and ran. I was like, "What, dude? You didn't even let me tell you what was wrong."
LJ had it the worst.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, no, don't worry about me. But we got it
Oh.
paid for. So,
Yeah, long and short
you had to
of
go
this-
manually take this stuff.
yeah.
All in all, this Brick Fair, this is whenever they ask me, hey, how was your vacation? I've been telling them this. It had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
I say,
Very-
and I,
very
and I say
appropriate.
it wasn't a vacation.
It wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
So we get to the dessert place, and they this is an ice cream place, right? An ice cream place that ran out of milk
It was all out of malt.
No, what people
it is the
screamed
end of the
out.
night.
What
Was the end of
people
the night of a
screamed
Sunday,
outside
which
the
makes
door
sense.
was they're closed, which is a far cry from they ran out of milk because the place has other options besides ice cream.
I don't want to get freaking lemonade from an ice cream place, though.
No, they had like baked goods. They had like Belgian waffles. They had like sweet treats. They had like stuff to eat.
Well, they said the
besides
kitchen was
freaking ice
closed
cream.
when we
Yeah,
got
they
there.
did
No,
say the kitchen
they were
shut.
closed. It wasn't just that they. Here's the thing,
Fair.
Master. Here's the thing.
Fair enough.
They ran out of milk at 9:20. We were still in Backyard Grill till 9:45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have gotten ice cream no matter what, even if
there
we were able to get our
there were a lot of people before you guys came in.
Yeah.
Man, I'm
so,
very
but the
salty
thing is,
after
the
re-listening
kitchen
to this.
closed at 9:40, so we were
Got
5
it.
minutes late to
Got it.
get anything.
I see. Okay. Two different time frames. Makes sense.
Yeah, so we were double screwed. There was basically no scenario where we were going to get our dessert.
Aww.
Yeah, I haven't tried the dessert. All I cared about was the side door, but having so many people there kind of ruined it. Like,
It ruined the side door thing. Yeah.
yeah, because last year was pretty fun. Like, where'd everybody go?
We did have fun discussions outside, though, just standing around.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, we were
Big- it was a
loitering
big farewell
outside
pile.
your seat for ages.
Big farewell pile. I think the noise got too much for some people. So I split apart, but it was a
I
very
understand
noisy
that.
farewell
Yeah,
party.
someone was screaming at men for standing on the
Oh,
Zen and Mirror.
yeah.
Good morning.
Who was
Hey,
screaming at
Ben,
who?
made it.
What?
God.
Why were
Hey,
they
Ben.
screaming at them?
They were
Some-
like, go ahead.
Someone from the BZ Power group was like screaming at Vin and Mir because you guys were standing on the thing. I don't know if you guys even noticed it. but-
Standing on a fan.
They were on the bench because they were standing
Like
up.
the
They were on the
bench.
bench T-posing, and someone was like, "Can you please stop acting like
Yeah.
14-year-olds?"
Yeah.
No, we did a TTV pose. I did a V on this
So
side,
it figures like
and then we
when
did
actually
YMCA.
took our group picture, which I have on screen now. I stood so tall on that stinking bench. Like, come on, lady. Come on. Have you heard of
Post in
fun?
chat, post
Have you
in
read
chat.
it? Do you
I
have a
don't-
thesaurus? God.
I don't see the picture. I just see a dessert.
No, it's on
Post in
screen.
chat.
Oh.
Here, I'll go ahead and post
Because
the picture.
nothing's more adult than being than being conscious of your maturity.
Of course.
Come
Oh,
on.
Ven!
Yeah, did you not notice?
Oh, but I thought I heard
You
Ven. How
arrived
you
just in
doing, Ven?
time for the Monday wrap up rush. Like we saw Crawl.
Whoa! Yeah, but don't forget about Crawl.
We don't really have
We
time
can't
to discuss it, but we
talking
saw
about
Crawl was a
Crawl.
movie.
I got
That was the
frozen
movie.
lemonade because I wanted
So,
dessert.
for those who don't know about Crawl, the main character of the movie's name is Haley, which I did not know going into the movie.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
so
either.
All of a
I
sudden,
kept thinking her name was Beth.
I completely
Her
forgot.
sister was named
And they're
Beth.
like,
Yeah.
hey Haley, and I didn't even have to look. I was in the middle of the row, and I could feel every single person on the row lean forward to look at me. I hate you guys so much.
To be
Well,
fair, Haley, you
all
did a
throughout
good
the
job
trip.
with those alligators, though.
Yeah.
All throughout the trip, I kept Haley from like looking up reviews because she was like, "Oh, Ryan told me it's not that scary. I want to look up reviews and see for myself." And I was like, "No, I got you. Here, look at some reviews. See?" Because I didn't want her to see the synopsis. It was really important. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Wow
there's
didn't
the
even posted it
picture.
in chat, and she ignored it like weeks ago. Epic.
Yeah. Yep. So that was entertaining. Swim.
We had
It was a
fun.
good-looking movie. Like it
was a very good
nice
movie.
to watch.
It was very pretty.
It's fun.
It was
There's
a bit
couple
cheesy
moments
at
that I couldn't
times, but
watch.
like
Yeah.
I really liked that though. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then
It was a fun experience.
That movie was so freaking funny.
yeah,
Crocodile was wiping people out.
Alec.
Yeah, he
No,
was
yeah,
really
that's
happy.
great.
That
That movie
movie
was dumb,
Windows.
but
It was
fun.
freaking perfect. It was exactly what I wanted to go see. I love it.
Honestly, yeah. It,
So
it,
much.
I mean, it was
delivered
nicer to
everything.
watch. It was nicer to watch because I was expecting something scarier, but then laughing at it so much kind of like canceled out ever
Dude,
being
I-
scared of it in
I
any
was
way.
so happy with the part where the crocodile like suplexed Haley into like
I love
a wooden
all
table.
I'm
and
gonna
stuff.
say is slow motion shower flip.
Yeah.
That is all.
Gosh.
I love that.
The ultimate swag.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
Anyway,
Or when the crocodile
Wait.
like armbarred those like Hooligans.
Let's do a very swift Monday discussion.
What
Because
even
Monday
happened?
was
What do we
on
do
wind
on Monday?
down.
Oh yeah,
We
DC.
just
I can break it down into 3 bits if you'll let me. The first thing we did was the Dino Museum,
Oh man, I came for the best part.
which was very, very cool, and we've got some videos from that I think people will enjoy. I don't want to spoil too much, but
Wait,
you
should I?
and
Should I?
Jen
Can I post
particular.
a picture? Can I post a picture, LJ and Ven?
That's up to Mesa.
I mean, I'm fine. Just
Okay, go
I've
for
kind
it.
of figured
Just
they want
one-
to keep it under
one
wraps.
Withholding content.
One picture.
Okay.
One picture.
There you go.
They did some cool stuff there. That should be a little hint of what's to come.
Yeah,
there's
'cause,
your sneak peek.
we didn't talk about it too publicly, but Lego sent us the T-Rex Rampage set from the Lego Jurassic Park line, and so
Thank
Sweet
you,
set.
Lego.
we managed. We had it sent to VAR. VAR brought it up, and we finally got to see our fabled dinosaur exhibit in the Smithsonian. So you can imagine exactly how that went.
Yeah, it was a worthwhile trip. A lot of fun
It was
had.
really cool.
I split apart to get some baked goods. I had an epic mini adventure where some dude like rode up on a motorcycle
Wow, I
carrying my
didn't realize
baked
you found a
goods.
boyfriend. Look at that.
Explaining Bionicle lore to people.
Found love in a hopeless place.
There you go. We had a fun, pretty chill day in DC. We got some food from a food court. We got a monument photo. It wasn't a whole group, but it was a monument photo that I'm glad we took, even though it was a freaking massive walk to it.
Also, I couldn't see in the picture.
Yeah, no, I
Everyone,
couldn't.
like, everyone who wasn't wearing
Freaking
glasses.
Wait,
Scooters
are we
walking
already?
So
Are we already at the monument?
I told you, Haley, I'm a bridging.
No.
Yeah, no, like we went to the monument and like, oh gosh, who isn't wearing glasses? It's you, it's me, it's Matoro,
me,
but she's not wearing
you.
sunglasses. Envy and Haley,
And Haley.
and yeah, it's blinding. We're just squinting and
Yeah,
like,
so
Blinded
someone was like, smile, and I'm like, where?
It was really hot.
Oh, that's the song. Dang it. Okay, you guys help me out. There's a misheard lyric for me in that song, and now I finally know the song again.
Before the monument, Purple, unfortunately, had to split. I had to take her back to the
Yeah.
airport, so we lost Purple.
It
And
was
Takuma had flown out
But-
that morning.
Back
Believe it or not, we got the Washington Monument picture with everyone in TTV.
Yes.
oh my gosh,
I
I know.
means the great Photoshop Joe.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Stick figs are
minifigures. Okay.
The minifigures.
We were all there in spirit.
See, what I would have done in this picture
Well, here we go.
is I would have moved Takuma to where X is to represent the people who weren't there.
Okay.
That's the same picture that is the same setup as the one that was at the.
I know what he was
What do you
doing.
mean? I was there. What?
Exactly. He has them grouped into like two clusters
no, it's
to
not-
represent another
What
photo.
is it, man?
Yeah.
Hi.
But what I would have done is I would have split it into the people who were not at the monument versus the ones who were.
Oh wow!
Good.
Segregation.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
so
God.
That's
anyway,
me.
Whoa!
we finish our DC
Oh my
trip.
god, that edit.
We go back home and we spend the rest of the day relaxing.
Oh yeah.
Just
That was
Then
a fun,
cooked
fun
this dinner.
times.
Van cooked us this really wonderful dinner.
Here's the Brickfair
Oh,
House crew.
man.
Yeah,
So
with the
that's-
help
so
of
here's-
his friend
So
Alfredo.
nice.
So add Purple for like 2 nights, and that's the crew that stayed at the house.
Yep. It was a really good time.
Oh yeah, Purple, you missed out on the dinner. Oh.
Yeah.
Me,
That's my, hey, do you want some sauce face?
The
me,
dinner was-
Haley,
Ben's
man.
dinner was the best dinner we had the entire week.
Yeah,
really was.
Damn it.
it was.
Dang it.
That dinner was super therapeutic and really solidified like how
Oh
much of
my
a
gosh.
family we
Yeah.
all are. We
It
could
was
all
really
have
good.
I
dinner.
mean, you turned our family dinner into an AA meeting. But I was like,
No,
so
it's-
how's
it's
everybody's David? Who would like to talk about their day? And then someone would be like, or Fwef would be like, my name's Fweffy, blah, blah, blah. I'm recovering from, like, this is not.
I'm recovering from 06 edginess.
Oh, 06 edition.
Hi, Plef.
I wish we just
Bye.
did that the whole time. Just sat there at the house and cooked, because that would have been way more like fun.
Well, we got home
Next
late every
vacay.
single night.
Yeah.
We got home like a couple hours earlier. Probably could have
yeah,
done
we did too much stuff at Brickfair. It really sucked.
Well, it's not just
Yeah.
it's the Brickfair stuff wasn't the worst part. What ate up our time and caused us to be so delayed getting back was the drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we still did too much stuff at Brickfair. We were literally there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when we live far away. Gotta be there
Yeah.
early.
That's really the
I mean, you could take out the drive, and that's only 2 hours of time. We were still there all
2
day.
hours is quite a bit.
It adds
Yeah.
up. And it all adds up.
It does.
A 6-hour day is just as bad as an 8-hour day.
Regardless.
So
This
Monday
day-
there was some Halo played, some Zombie Land watched,
Oh yeah, no, dude.
Some
the Halo
football.
Was,
some
a
football being
thrown.
thrown. Oh yeah, I brought a football because I'm
of
your
course you did.
average girl that brings a football to Brickfair.
I'm so sad I missed that.
But yeah,
Dude,
so
it was so funny,
it
like,
was
I was
Envy,
watching
Keeney,
from the-
Tyler, and I all throwing a football.
I like peeked out from the kitchen window and saw you guys tossing that thing like you were in the room playing with Tommy Wiseau.
Okay, we did not throw it around as bad as that. Okay,
Even-
I can
that-
imagine that.
That's
I
not
can
even
imagine
playing
that in my
football.
head. Like, Ven looks out the window and it's like the Room soundtrack, and it's just like a tracking shot of like everyone throwing the ball to each other and running, and then Ven just does that really cheesy nod and then like just goes yeah, and just like walks off back into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, I made
Honestly,
this
I
yesterday.
should
I set it.
find the
I set it to the
soundtrack.
Curb Your Enthusiasm theme.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was a nice I even if I wanted to join you guys for the football stuff, I couldn't because I screwed up my left foot. Like the swelling has gone down now,
Aw.
but
So you wanted to join us, LJ?
I said even if I wanted to.
Oh, you wanted to.
So, Monday went well, no issues. We hung out and then we went to sleep, and then
Tuesday. Oh boy, Tuesday.
Tuesday rolled around, and it was departure day. It's closing
I
time.
can't do this day, guys. I can't do this day.
Sweet relief.
I was so happy when I got back home.
Well,
Eventually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually.
Oh, for Var. Brickfair was holding on to Var strings. It's like, I'm not letting go of you just yet.
Yeah.
But
But,
it is interesting. We got some pizza, and Haley had her traumatic
yes,
experience.
yes.
With the
We don't have to do this again.
the cheese pizza.
I ended up
But LJ, what did you get?
yeah, I got like 5 different bags full of mangosteen.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how many pounds I had of mango. It was like 10 or so pounds. Yeah,
You
and-
he
ate
got
so
10
much
pounds.
This dude-
mangosteen.
yeah.
Spent $100 on mangosteen.
Yeah.
Look at this dude.
Look at this dude.
Oh my gosh! Look at that Hazashi.
LJ, I think
His
you have
family
an
photo got an
addiction.
edit.
What was that, Fwef?
Oh my god.
I think you have an addiction.
I don't have a
You need
problem.
to stop it. Get some help.
problem.
Mangosteen was
You
good,
guys
but not
selling
that
any
good.
mangosteen?
I mean, it's not that it was that good.
Mangosteen
It was that I
pizza.
get it so rarely. So I wanted to stock up so that I had it, and then I won't need to do this again for like.
How long do you think
It was
you're
a
gonna make
brilliant
this
maneuver.
last?
Yeah, aren't they
yeah.
gonna go bad?
No, I'm gonna eat.
Not
a
with-
lot
not
of
with
it very
that attitude.
fast. Yeah, no.
I'm just gonna
Right,
bury
right.
one and make a mangosteen tree.
I
I
can't.
have to unfortunately go.
Well,
But you guys can keep going. Trip isn't over.
okay.
All right.
So I will see you all later. Thanks for making Brick Fair the best one ever. That was basically going to be my
Aw.
take. Despite all the adversity, it ended up being.
I don't know about that.
It ended up overall being the most satisfying one.
Feels
bar
bad,
none.
man. Var.
Var had a bit of trouble that you may or may not want to get into, but feel
Well,
free
I
if
don't,
you do.
but regardless of the trouble, it's still the worst Brick Fair.
Oh my god.
Dang.
Oh man.
Alright, see you guys.
See
Alright,
ya.
bye,
See you,
Meso.
Meso.
Bye, Meso.
But
Bye, Meso.
well, we will go ahead.
Bye,
and-
Meso.
Bye, Meso.
We'll
Bye,
go ahead
Meso.
and, oh my
Goodbye,
gosh.
Meso.
We'll start wrapping things
See ya,
up.
Meso.
Bye,
We,
Meso.
All right.
We get some breakfast. We get my mangosteen, and we begin our departures. And
All
what
in.
ended up,
Airport.
we head to the airport, and what ended up happening
You
is
guys are lucky ducks.
I ended up on a flight with
Lucky.
Keeney, Ven, Sam, and Zach, who is a friend of mine. And
And a patron.
yeah,
And a really cool guy. I miss Zach.
Zach's awesome.
I like
Dude,
And-
Zach's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we all
Absolutely.
we're all on the same flight, and we all head to Minnesota, and then we all disperse. So.
Yeah, that was sad times.
Big sad.
Big
The
sad
big
times.
sad.
You get big
And
sad,
then-
and please.
Var
Big
helped me
sad.
drop off my rental car and bring me back, and then Var took off, and then it was Haley, Meso, Fwef,
Yep.
and I sitting around, and then Haley and Meso took off.
Yeah.
Yep. We all kind of like left in pairs.
And, yes.
Yeah.
We did a buddy system, which
Fwef
Yeah.
and I were last
As much
out of
as
there.
the Brickfair
Yeah,
Blues were bad.
both of our flights were at like 8 at night, where everyone else's was at like.
What
the
did you guys
afternoon.
do?
We
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 just
just sat and ate Five
yeah,
Guys.
we went to
and had a
we
really
went to
long
Five
chat.
Guys and sat and didn't eat.
Yeah, I
for the
had like
longest time.
medium fries because I really wasn't feeling it. Like I was like even at Mod's Pizza, I like had only a mini Maddie, so it was like it was just sort of like I wasn't really
mini
feeling
Maddie?
Yeah, it's not a big one.
Yes.
It's a mini.
well, we were just chatting, and then we found out about Var's dilemma, and I didn't even want to eat anymore.
Yeah, I just wasn't hungry. I also had to find like a present for my brother because like I was looking for this Tennessee salted caramel
yeah.
whiskey and I couldn't find it anywhere, so I had to improvise. It went down well, so it's okay. Also, the woman was like, "I don't think you're old enough to have this." I'm like, "Hey, trust me, I am. Here's my passport. Take freaking 2 from 98, and what year is it? 2019. What does that make? 21." I probably sounded like the most.
Dang.
Dang, you roast.
Fwef with the quick math.
Quick math.
I probably sounded like the most annoying customer ever. It's like, yes, I get it. It's math, and it's adding 2 to 19. I get it. Have your freaking whiskey and go
What is
away.
math? Baby, don't hurt.
What is math?
Baby,
But yeah,
don't.
so that was basically it. We all got home eventually, and this is what we've been up to.
Yeah.
So,
It was a ride, that's for sure.
it was an adventure.
It was
It
amazing.
most definitely was a ride.
Everything ever since coming back, it's just been. I've realized how quiet my normal life is. I live in mostly
Yep.
solitude.
Mood.
Well, I have to listen to you guys constantly editing these videos,
Oh my gosh.
so you guys aren't far from me. Have to hear it over and over and over again.
But yeah, no. So that's where the story ends.
And
For
that's the
now.
end of my story.
Until next
I'll never
time.
find out what happened on that
Next
cold
one,
Friday
stay
night.
tuned for next season.
The next meetup.
Then the next season
it
of
happens.
the TTV anime.
Hopefully it happens.
So. All
We'll
right.
see. We'll see about like Brickfair 2040 was it or 39?
I think we'll see Var ever at a brick fair.
I don't think
It's
we will.
it's
either.
gonna
is
be
true.
a while.
He won't
Yeah.
even step into the state in which brick fair is happening.
Yeah.
Like, get
He's
get
been
that away
traumatized.
from me.
We'll drive
Brick
around.
Fair, North Carolina, be like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Nah, Meso's gonna be like, I don't really want to go to that.
probably.
Yeah. In any case, I think this is.
Hey, Meso.
Is there anything else anyone would like to add before we go and wrap up?
No,
Well,
I think you pretty much
I
covered
really
everything.
enjoyed meeting everybody for the first time because
Yeah.
this is the first time I met everybody.
I realize y'all are much
God.
more manageable IRL.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
Or taller.
Whoa.
I agree.
Excuse you.
Manageable.
I've learned that I can read body language better than people talking.
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I did so much.
I'm
talking.
happy you did. I'm happy you did. Push the note. That meant a lot to me. I thought about that
Yeah.
for a long time.
I had a
So-
great time. I thought we made the best out of everything we had and the situation we were dealing with.
Yeah.
I'm glad everyone got to do their own thing and have fun in their own way. I'm glad we got everybody together. That was
Yeah.
wow. Like
That's
that was
still very impressive considering everything.
Yeah.
So
And the people we met there this year, or the people I guess I met this year, like some of you guys already know them, like BCC and Red Start, like all those people, freaking awesome. I'm really happy to have met those people. this go around.
Easily a lot better
Yeah.
than 2017. That's for darn sure.
Oh yeah, 2017 got put way far under the dirt compared to this year.
Go
This year
figure.
was
The two
a
Brickfairs I
buttload of
go to
fun.
are the two crappiest ones.
Wait, what? No.
What?
No, Purple. We're saying that this one was the best one.
Wait, really?
Not for
Yes.
No, okay.
We're saying that this one was the best by far.
Well,
Okay.
I'll
Some
put
people would
this-
disagree.
I think this is up there for sure,
Glad
but
you had fun, LJ.
I think the first Brick Fair might still be my favorite, but this one
First Brick
is
Fair is the only Brick
definitely
Fair.
this Brick Fair had a lot of. Well, I guess the way that Takuma put it earlier is probably how I feel about it too. When there was highs, they were super high. When they were low, it was pretty.
It managed to be enjoyable enough that I would say it's probably my favorite thing that's happened this year. But at the same time, enough bad stuff happened overall that my slogan is still "Screw this trip."
It's like this Brick Fair definitely had the best moments out of all the Brick Fairs. So Takuma was very much right. It was the highest highs and the lowest lows.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there was only like 4 highs and 20 lows. So
420.
Well, if you just need some more highs.
It's if you ask that for any person, I feel you're gonna get a very different answer. Because for me,
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but maybe just a few more.
I think
highs
some
to kind of
people took the brunt
knock out the
of bad
balance.
stuff more than others, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my stance. I enjoyed the trip. I wish we had one more day to just relax. To be honest.
One more day. Yes, that would have been a game changer for sure.
Indeed. All right,
Oh man.
we're gonna go and wrap up then. So
All right.
that'll be about it. Thank you. Let me restart that. I don't know why.
What?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
The words got slurred because I'm like looking for the music now. So, oh no, wait, no.
Thank you.
There we go. All right. Thank you all so very much for watching. Hopefully
Cue
you
the
enjoyed
music.
this episode of the TTV Podcast. This is episode 330. Patron shout out. I'm gonna go ahead and make the patron shout out to Hazash because he had 11
Again?
redeems this time.
Oh, yes.
So,
Sure.
thank you all so very much for
They keep
listening.
racking them up.
Hopefully you all had a good time today. I'm LJ.
I'm Envy. Oh.
I'm XX Trooper.
I'm Purple.
I'm Ben.
I'm Haley.
I'm Takuma Nova.
That'll do.
And that
so
guy
many
over
people
there
got tacked on
is
at the
Var.
end.
He put the name order in the
Already
chat.
said
I was
it.
following that.
Yeah,
I didn't
this was
freaking
wrong.
see it until it was too late.